Okay. Uh, brain, very little thinky. I'm gonna actually even close this out and restart. Very little thinky. Much room for improvement. Very little going up there. Much room. Finish challenge. Also, I would like a 9 to 5, but that 9 to 5 is I need help. I have to pay bills first. What's going on? I'm just gonna lay things on people way too fast and then just see what happens. Hey, thanks for being here. Here's my life. Let's go. I don't have that much energy. Who am I don't have the energy that I just made it look like I have. Oh yeah. Since Twitch is just like, mod, you have all the power, and YouTube's like, no, you don't. I know more promo material came out for RE9. Yep. With how close to release RE9 is, I'm trying to stay away from it at all costs, so I can have an unbiased first playthrough. Thanks for understanding. And I'll just pin that thing instead of trying to say it over and over as a command. And pin message. Now that just gets to stare at me for a stream. There you go. Hey, Blamingo. I think that's Blamingo. What's going on? And let me scroll back up. I'm like, I have been at it all day today. My brain is mush. My dad had stuff. My son had stuff. I've got stuff. Everyone's got stuff. Stuff is stuff. I've got stuff in other places. I gotta get stuff. I gotta get the stuff in here out of this place. I gotta get that stuff back in this place. And then I gotta pay for some of that stuff to even happen. Stuff in transit. I got stuff going one place. I got stuff that needs to go back to places where they actually have the stuff so I can get more stuff because I don't have any stuff. And I don't even have the money to have the stuff in the first place, but I still need to have it go back and forth. And maybe if I get enough of that done, then I'm gonna have some stuff in the living room so I feel like I can sit around the stuff that I actually do own and enjoy the stuff I got. So, hey, McTag, what's going on? Hey there. Hey, did I see over there Blingo, and Kale, and scrolling. Yeah, there's a lot. And Beth, what's happening? And uh-oh, it skipped down. I've lost my mind. Hey, Rock Soldier. If trying to wait, I mean, people can wait and just be like, no. I was 1 minute late, so it's probably my fault. Linkle, what's going on? Edwin Taylor, what's going on? I feel I haven't been in a hospital waiting room all day. Finally got home an hour ago. Oh God, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's for me today. Got to be one of the few days where I at the hospital, like, what I was there like two. Uh-oh, I don't know how to count. We had to show up at 9:30 a.m. I think I was getting in the car with my dad at like around 11. Maybe a little later than 11, but then I had to have a lot of talks. So, excuse me. I'm trying to prevent my nose from bleeding. Then I had to have a lot of talks with my mom and dad and like get some stuff done, and that's just considered like, oh yeah, you can't we can't yet shorten my name to Dark because reasons. YouTube doesn't like it. Okay, if my nose bleeds on camera, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Also, if it simply just runs the whole time but doesn't actually bleed, which I've only had 2 real nosebleeds in my life, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you feel like supporting the channel, like, look at Streamlabs first, because here's the deal. There's gonna be a few things coming up, and I'll just make it. I'll put intentions plain right now. If you don't like it, you don't have to like it, and if you do like it, feel like supporting it. You see that? That is bills that I still owe this month. I owe even more than that, but I'm just gonna put this out there. That bar only fills up with Streamlabs because I can't do like the. But when I can fill that again and get bills for the month paid, I am actually, it's a real fundraiser. It just for once gets to be like me. To go to Covenant CNA, you can look it up yourself. You can see where I'm talking about going. It's not even taking the test to be able to be in the curriculum so that I can get the 3 different certifications needed to be a certified nursing assistant. It's $750. Now, one paycheck after being a CP CNA in whatever hospital system around me, even though it's a piddly bullshit somewhere between 15 to 18 bucks an hour, but I'll work night shifts, so I'll get like the 15% differential of like added to paycheck. It's still going to be bullshit because I've only found a lot of positions where I have to be a float CP or CNA, which means that I might find out when going to work that I have to go to a separate hospital. Like, I'm just ready to go to work. I've planned out my route, and they're saying, when you're in that pool for the area I'm in, I've heard rumor, which is fun, that they can just be like, can you please divert? And then you can be in a weird thing. I want to get that under wraps and going. Insurance-related crash out, drive-by spite. Thank you so much, Kelsey. I always appreciate that. The drive-by spite.
I got 1. I got 3.
Overlords.
Can I get a 5? 5 in the fishnets. 5 in the fishnets. Can I get a 5 in the fishnets? Can I get a 5 in the fishnets? Words I didn't think I'd ever say, ever. Can I mention ever again?
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Okay. So I'll get this off my chest. I'll end up saying this over and over. I really need to make it short so people know my intention. So I never have to explain it really for people who don't want to hear it. Here it goes. Ready? $750 for Covenant CNA is probably the cheapest place around to get all 3 certifications you need. Even CPs in the Wellstar system need to actually have all certification to be a CNA. They won't let you learn anything on it. So all of that is changed from the last time. I need to be in their system as better than a sitter, or I gotta wait a year to be able to enroll to finish off and get my BSN to be a nurse. This is all to say, once I get that bar filled and then another bar that's bigger than that filled, I can enroll in a thing that will give me a job that finally, for the first time in over a decade, I am not self-employed, and I don't have to come to you guys always feeling poor. Just so I'm putting it out there that is, it says fundraising. People will be like, that's not fundraising because it's going to you. No, it's fundraising for me to have a career where I can set a schedule. Possibly, you know, when you're a nurse, you can set your schedule a month or 2 in advance, 3 months in advance. You can ask for so much advance time. You could do things and try to get that time off. You gotta get approved. But like, hospitals need to know that as a CNA, which care partner is the other one, I can also possibly have my schedule, you know, go around the idea if I work when my son's not here, and then also still am on YouTube and Twitch. But it would be really nice if all of a sudden I showed up on camera and went, hey guys, how are you doing? All of my bills are paid and we're simply gonna donate money to charity or something like that because I got everything covered. Thank you, Kevin Pitts. But I have to stress, it says Streamlabs over there because I can't do anything with here's the real problem I'm running into. If I try to get work as a sitter for hospitals around here, there are 2 problems. One, you must wait 12 months as a sitter working for the hospital system. for them to let you be eligible to have the rest of your schooling paid for to become a nurse. Whether you're going for your associates or bachelors, don't go for your associates if someone's paying for it. Go for your bachelors. Thank you so much, everyone. Hashtag over there, Kevin Pitts. So, I'm just putting out that you do not have to have the same wait period as when you're a CNA, because you're more competent. You already have some certification, which lets you be in rooms in a different capacity with patients. You're already allowed to have hands-on with patients, like you're doing, normal clinical rounds, which some of what you can do can go to clinical rounds. And to top it all off, it would truly be kind of nice to actually have a normal job again, where I can actually plan for it and be like, these are how many bills I have to pay, and this is what my normal job does, and I don't have to. God. But to let you know, that's what's going on. Anyway, to answer the question, is RE4 harder than RE2 for me? Oh yeah, but I've also played one more than the other. Hey, Seek and Destroy, what's going on? Hey, Beth, thank you.
I got 1, I got 3. Can I get a 5? Can I get a 5? 5 in the fishnets. 5 in the fishnets. Can I get a 5 in the fishnets?
I appreciate that.
Can I get a 5 in the fishnets? Words I didn't think I'd
Thank you,
ever
Beth.
say, ever. Can I mention ever again?
It's been... Yeah, why didn't it read it out loud? That was definitely... It's been a while since I've been able to donate. Good luck on being a CNA. Thank you. It doesn't... From Covenant, even if you just do it weekends, it's 5 weekends out of your life. But if no one else, if for no other reason that I've said all this for you to know, the cutoff for enrollment for federal funding and for being able to be in programs like this usually is the end of February. And so if you look at my situation, I gotta change all the settings in here. I don't want to be it's hard to get out of being a you can be a CNA is a certified nursing assistant. A CP is basically a certified nurse assistant with a different title, because some systems around here used to have different standards and allow people in patient rooms without the same certification as a CNA would have. And then they decide to up the standard so they can kind of throw CNAs around. So CNAs and CP... So there should have been no difference between a care partner and a certified nursing assistant. And then now they're just playing games with people's lives and hours and stuff like that. But I still would like to be a nurse, and this would be step please. Even if on the way to becoming a nurse, I gotta juggle a lot. Here's the deal. Starting pay as a nurse can at least cover the cost of living. And that's an amazing thing. Is that's I was about to say that's not there you go. That's not Stephanie Miranda over there, but you got it. I am doing Frugalist and Silent Stranger. Is there a Frugalist in this one too? Oh God, don't tell me there is. I'm not looking. I'm not looking. We're just going back to what I was doing. I don't want to do. I'm sure that. Complete all challenges. Oh, this is and this is on PC as well, so this is not gonna. Most of my challenges are done on PS5, so all of these. Do not tell me. Do not tell me that I might have forgotten about that. That better be a RE2 thing, because I mean it's RE2. Oh, that's separate ways. So I was say, what is it doing? Good. Yeah. Good. This game could screw off with that. I don't want to do that. In my RE4, no way. I'm on the final boss fight. Time to do all those challenges? No, time for me to just boot up the PS5 and show that they're finished already. Hey Orlando. The nursing is not easy in any way, shape, or form. But man, will it actually give meaning to my life more than what it's been lately. Thank you so much. Keeping it breezy. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Why did it now scream at me with Beth's?
It's been a while since I've been able to donate. Good luck on being a CNA.
I got 1, I got 3. Can I get a 5? Can I get a 5? 5 in the fishnets. 5 in the fishnets. Can I get a 5 in the fishnets? Can I get a 5 in the fishnets? Words I didn't think I'd ever say, ever. Can I mention ever again?
Thank you, Beth. Thank you, keeping it breezy. The difference in ways to support, the reason why that bar won't fill up right now, I'm trying to get enrolled in now. Like there are going to be some positions opening up at the end of February for CNA. I did find out there are positions opening up that aren't just being a float for West for Wellstar. So, like, man, if I could knock that out, get my certification and get to it, so that then I can get enrolled in their program or get a grant or be part of it, where they pay for the rest of the BSN, which I'll just test out of as many classes as I can, which is...
Stay here.
You'd be surprised how much I can test out of. Okay. Yeah, I'm alive. I'm back. I'm surviving. My arm is still a pain in the ass, but let's go. This fight will take up a whole stream's worth of time. Okay. I'm forgetting that I'm actually perpetually hurt, and so I will move as such. Forgot about that. It's in the description, but oh, by the way, for those who bought the Steelbook edition, I hope you bought it early. Most stores right now are revoking and telling people that they were given false numbers and there are not enough Steelbooks to go around. There's only one outlet that I'm aware of that if you needed to have gotten the Steelbook apparently within the first month, or there's a very good chance you're getting that canceled on you. Just as a heads up, check that out if you need to. If you got it within the first month, you should be good. But the limited supply was more limited than they thought, and a lot of people are getting upset right now.
Stay here. I won't be long.
Okay.
Hey, Blue Mocha Nighty, what's going on? Honestly, I don't at the moment really feel like I need more stuff on my bookshelf. That's the only oh, change knives. Free game. It's free real estate. Okay. You see why I can count on this taking a while. I have a song stuck in my head, and all I want to do is go find stuff about that song about right now. Oh my god. I don't want to say what it is, but
stay here.
It's stuck in my head. And whatever song you think it is, it's not probably. Not whatever thong. Move left and right, dummy. Hey, they're curious. Also, page spot. That on Twitch, that frog emoji just resonated with you in a way. I'm noticing. And of course, hello to all the lurkers. Hey, George. S plus on Resident Evil 2.
Stay here. I won't be long.
Uh-oh. The bugs. That one started crawling. Bad example. 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 Thank you for the bits. Uh-oh. Bad examples all around. Please stop. Don't. Oh, no. I've learned my lesson. You can hit me during this. It's not fair. No. Thank you, Curious, for the bits, and thank you for Cad. What's going on? Damn it, alerts.
Been playing through RE4R remake to prepare for Requiem and got my Leona Hardcore S plus thanks to your Everyman's Guide. So wanted to say thanks for the awesome guides.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much for the 10. I appreciate that. For people that keep asking, since YouTube does want it from me a lot and people do like it, as long as people don't pester me, I will be taking notes about RE9 as I play it. As long as you let me breathe, not expecting a thing because I don't know how I'll go about it. There's no reason why I won't take a new RE game and if I enjoy it, put my notes into another guide. The one thing about it, the reason that my guides end up the way it is because it's just my actual way of thinking things through. And then I made it into a video. If I have to start bowing down to everyone that might watch the channel, it won't turn out like that guide because no one saw that guide coming for any reason. CAD works. Awesome. So like, I'll take, yes, Curious. I'll take notes regardless. My point just being, you know, if you see other people being very pressuring, like over and over when Resident Evil 9 comes out, I'll play it first on my own and upload the videos as fast as possible. I will second play it in the other perspective. I'll probably play the whole game first in first person and then replay it in third person. Whether that's live or not, I don't know. It might be live on Twitch and then uploaded 4K on YouTube. And then I'll just play around with the game. And while I'm doing that, as long as I can continuously have fun, and if there's a need for, I'll do it. The problem with other things is that it's hard. I don't want to fake sincerity. If I can get back in the groove of like, you guys like my brain on paper and put into a video, then I'll do that for Resident Evil and other games. My first time through, I will hazard to ask people I can trust to only give me the information I need. But since the pinned message even says on YouTube that I will not do any more research into the game, I will avoid everything. I'll tell you right now, the developer said, even after another thing was introduced about, you know, first, third person, and someone would be looking like they're in third person, they straight up said the game was designed and made with first person in mind first. Even if there's all these animations, even if there's all this other stuff going on, it's supposed to be horror. It's supposed to be first person first. I don't care what else is coming out until I hear from a trusted source and I ask them to tell me, not I just got told on the stream. I'll be playing through the entire game first in first person, and then I'll do it again in third person because it'll be yeah, man's good go the phrase "it's fine with me every survival." I'm glad it is. See, that's what I want. I don't want to fake being sincere. And so that's just, I've been enjoying watching YouTube Last of Us series. I need to finish Last of Us part 2. And tonight, if I can get on it, let's get uploading more Silent Hill. I got more details on what YouTube wants from me, so getting 3 to 4 uploads a week. It looks like I can just stagger my schedule, and every other week it'd be different. So Twitch won't like that. YouTube would like it, but I'm gonna try to align them so that if you see an upload, you should know what's happening on Twitch as well. Because some things will happen only on Twitch coming up, which will be the idea that if I'm going to upload it in 4K, I might stream it on Twitch first. And only on Twitch first. And that's just because YouTube doesn't like me. YouTube does not like me doing both. They just really don't like the idea of repeat content, even if it's edited is repeat to them, I guess. Okay, I should have moved. It was on me. Loopy Tomb, thank you for the continued support. Back with the family, 36 months. That is a 3-year shield. I need to make more shields. I need to bring them over to Twitch. Hey, Crenshin, what's going on? Hey, Beth over on Twitch's side now. Just jumping back and forth. You don't take that. Question is, will you make a guide? Yeah, I hope I answered the guide as much as I can. I'll probably have to answer it a few more times, but it is what it is. Look, since having to have too much shit happen to me in too little time, I have put a few things in perspective that were luxuries before, but I still like to be as genuine as possible. But like, I don't know if anyone's been through enough shit before where it's just like you're like, I used to have a gripe about it. Fuck, I used to have a gripe about a thing, and now I don't, because man did life decide to pimp slap me. Give me a 7 almost. Oh yeah, that's right. Well, I'm actually debating between the idea of a sword and a spear, or both. The thing is that there is a old phrase I remembered that, and it has to do from Latin about the sword and the spear, and it's because of watching a random scene from Attack on Titan that reminded me that, like, casting aside the spear has its own phrase, which is to say, basically you're screwed because you have no way to fight back. And from how many phrases there are, it made me think of like a sword and a spear crossed together.
Stay here.
But everything I do at YouTube, I gotta do on Twitch side as well. I'm not quite sure what to do. Hey, Unknown King. Hey, Ryan. What kind of sword are we talking about? A very pixelated one that will show up very small on your screen? No. No! No, 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 no! I had you. Dude. I had you. Land 1 or 2 shots. Come on, get off of there. Land a lucky shot or 2. They're coming for me. All right, we're running. We are running. Wait. No, no, you're gonna get me killed. They can hurt me in the middle of that. You give me zero wiggle room. Uh-oh. Please let me stab. No, I don't want to accept that. Going back to ordering song, the song near me closed down. I want a hammer. Why does everyone want a hammer? Like we're getting real close to me accidentally bringing back like a symbol that probably should never. Like, let me just get a sickle in there really quick and oops. I mean, like everyone here, like you said, we would truly prefer to make a guy just so much organically and you actually enjoy it so crazy. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping about. It's what killed the guide for Resident Evil 4, but 3, but I might go back and because the guide for Resident Evil 3 was multifaceted. Like there was a guide to the guide. There was a mini guide so that the guide was doable. And I figured out very early on how to make Resident Evil 3 doable, and then everyone shat all over the game. So that was what killed it for me. Like that was my first taste of like people will suck the joy out of anything if you let them suck hard enough. And listen, I'm not against people sucking hard enough or sucking into. I'm not against that, the idea that the internet will suck the life out of you. Because that's just the internet. I'm just against the idea of having to bend down to it for no other reason other than basically we told you to do. Listen, don't listen. These are not. I hear myself like I hear you guys in a delay where I need to go stop myself. Don't worry. Hey, Beans, what's going on? Hey, Johnny. Don't say Steven. I didn't mean. Listen. Don't copium me and man cheese me. Oh, hold on. Daddy. Daddy.
Daddy. Daddy. Daddy. Daddy.
Daddy.
Daddy.
Daddy.
Daddy.
They're making fun of me and man cheesing me.
Stay here.
I just wanted to let you. Oh well, because I'm using man and cheese, or is being used. Okay, you know, but that felt pointed. Getting Spirit in half felt pointed. Well, all that proves is that either she's very busy or she's not here. That's all that did. Don't worry about that, man. Listen, I've got random things that happen and I don't know how to explain it. I mean, if you type in Emma, you still get a thing. If sarcasm comes around, depending on how you spell his name, Nightbot will say a thing. Can please present thyself. No, I hit it too early. No. No, come on. No. Get him off of that. Okay, I get what I need to do. I need to pop on down. I'm like Popeyes. I need to pop down. By the way, my lungs like close. This I've talked to you guys about my atelectasis of like my lungs. I went to sleep last night. Got up for my. I just spent about 20 minutes getting my lungs to open back. It was pain. And that's all my brain's thinking about. I want to sleep, but I don't want pain. Listen, I got to pop down there. I have to shoot out his eyes without using the barrel. Then once he's finished being staggered, re-stagger, use the barrel. Shoot out. That right leg seems to move more than that. So his left, my right. So I can long shot with... I'm so tempted. So tempted. Why not just try it? Pull up. Pull up.
Welcome. Ooh, what you buying?
I didn't mean to click off.
Welcome. Might want to take care of any.
Just go ahead and...
leftover errands before going this way. Be ashamed to live the rest of your life wondering what if ever, right?
All right. Maybe that'll help. Let's see. Let's go check. Does it auto-save for me again? Sure does.
Stay here.
Nothing worse than panic shooting the sniper. Yeah. Oh, for sure. Hey, JP, what's going on? Okay. You sound like BioShock Infinite speech on me. All right, and so knock down. No. Don't make my camera go that way. No. No. Come on. Where? It's too much. Got it. No! No, don't touch me! Cooties! Cooties! I just uninstalled my social media apps today because I didn't want the temptation to open them. I wish I could get spoilers. I have more information I like. I feel that on a very, very deep level. Unfortunately for me, can't. But would love to.
Stay here. I won't be long.
This may take a while. I mean, you want to pop? Oh, I can get one shot in at least. No, don't reload. Wrong button. Wrong button. I can get more damage in on him. We gotta smoke him as fast as possible. Don't say things that'll get you kicked off of. I had a joke, but it makes it sound like I've ever done drugs. I've never done drugs. Don't do drugs, kids. I have never done an illegal substance ever. Ever.
Stay here.
What? If you choose this route, you can... No! 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 Don't shoot. We don't shoot. We do not shoot in this household. We stab that eye. We stab it so hard. I don't know how much energy I've really got for tonight, but I'm trying. I want it finished.
Stay here. I won't be long.
I'd love to have this over. Why did I choose to do this? I chose violence. I mean... I'm gonna hear him say that a lot. No, 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 no! Putting little damage and then meant to shoot barrel and I was too slow. Illegal? Oh god. Hey Julio, what's going on?
Stay here. I won't be long.
Oh, I can. It might take hundreds of deaths. There's no way to be able to tell. Listen, listen. I get there. Sometimes it just takes me a little, like, I gotta warm up. Let me make it 100% certain to everyone that I do not think about some of the things that are happening out of my mouth. So... I died. No, like if Leon breathes a little bit wrong, he's got asthma. Isn't that what it's called in Lord of the Flies? Sucks to your asthma?
Stay here.
Oh! 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 Bug! Oh! Son of a bug! I didn't see that coming.
Stay here. I won't be long.
So I'm on a time limit of doing this part. Like, this is wasting time. Because those bugs start showing up and they can ruin my day. Is there a way I can scan for any of them fast enough? Sure. Alright. No. No, 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 no! Oh! Oh! I can put him down twice right there, right then! Da-da, da-da. Stab him in the mouth. Look over. Bug coming. Shoot it down. Shoot the red barrel. If I can do da-da, da-da, he'll be down again. Shoot the bugs as he's being staggered. Stab him. All right, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Stay here.
No. He didn't like that. Oh, the bugs are super annoying. Wait, why don't I just shoot the left leg for... Oh, it's out of reach. It is out of reach the first time around, no matter what you do.
Stay here.
Oh, he staggers if he's too close. Okay, but give me that eye. Okay. Then I look left really fast and there's one coming. I shoot him. Ah! And I swing camera faster. I'll have it eventually. Listen, I am willing to go hundreds of rounds with this thing just to get one win. If you don't believe me, then you have not been around for very long. That is hundreds of rounds with a random boss is just called Soulsborne games, Blood Souls, whatever. What the count got up for just one boss alone towards the 300s. Yeah. I'll get it eventually. It's just got it. All right. Predicting that's easier. Oh yeah, we were high in the hundreds. Okay. Don't miss your shots. You know what? That B button is a lie. The B is a lie. No one gets any B. That sounds dirty, but I don't think it is.
Stay here.
No! 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 Bull! Bull! Come on. I'm gonna die. Alright, that gets more kills than anything. Uh-oh. Yes! Get me in close range. Get me at that leg. Got him down. Now, what do we do next? Okay. Uh-oh. So if I put him down before he jumps up there for both legs, it counts. After, and I gotta do the other ones for sure. Dadgummit. Just heal and I'll be good. I will. Steven beats the challenge before GTA 6. Come on. Even if I don't have the energy to get it tonight, I'll get it. I don't know how much energy I'm dealing with. Some of my medication just changed, and it's quite possible that I'm miscalculating how much I've got left in the tank. Quite possible. All right. No, 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 don't point me. Do not force camera to him. I know where he'll be. Do not force camera perspective to him. I get my head cut off. I'm very lightheaded. But I don't want to go wear a nasal cannula. Let's go. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Present thyself, I. Okay, now to my left, there's gonna be... Oh. No, just prove me wrong. Alright, and then... No! No! You got me killed! You got me killed! They will kill me! Where? Can you take care of these, please, for me? I bent. I'm bent. Instead, I got turned. I'm bent. Turned down for what? Why?
Stay here.
Anyway, my sanity is easily slipping. Please excuse me. Uh-oh. That was a mulligan. Oh, you got...
Stay here.
He got put on his side. That makes it look like I was saying he got limp. Which, I mean... Technically he did. How do I pull this off? I got it once. How do I pull it off a second time? Grenades? Better aim? You son of an ass! Come on. Got it. That should stop how many will come, right? No. Don't kill me from behind. I was gonna jump down. Oh boy. Or play insect barrier, then none of your opponent insect monsters can attack. What? You're lightheaded. Leon's got no head. Yeah, I mean it's a load off my shoulders, but it's whatever. Don't I just have to knock him down? Get down. No, you were down. You were down. You were down. Don't fake. Uh-oh. I'm dead. Okay. Who will kill me? No, don't jump on me. Oh, well, he did that. I was going for the edge to jump down. I don't have time unless I'm right at the cran font. My eyesight's been a bit blurry lately. I thought that said cran fondle. And I was about to say, I can't say that. No, that is an R, not an N. Hey, Cran, what's going on?
Stay here. I won't be long.
God, people talking about Everclear. I was in college and had to save a few people from a batch of Everclear that was bad. Like, they really considered, and they still... You ass! Oh. No. Got one. That stuns him. No, no, let me jump, let me jump. Play the cutscene. Okay, 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 okay. No, 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 no. This is a very plaid. He's just gonna rush. Oh, I got lucky. Just stop him, stop him. Stop him. Stop. Uh-oh, I died. That cutscene bugs can still attack. If the bug's close to you, so in the cutscenes I found out in this fight, if bugs are close to you or enemies in general, it freezes them in place, but it does not stop their preloaded attack animation. So when he jumps around, if there's a bug near me, I'll just load back and be headed. Is the tactical chunder a concept in the US? Does it have anything to do with my penis? Like, it sounds somehow like, but I'm thinking of probably like the word chode. What? I thought chode and thunder. What? I thought chode and thunder. Don't go all what like that's weird. I'm dead. I'm less dead. I'm dead. Oh, I should have ducked while going. Chunder is vomit. Throwing up on purpose so you can drink more. A tactical chunder? How I got chode? I chunder. I put chode and thunder together. Like a chunder. Like A thunderous choke. Listen, just listen.
Stay here.
I don't know, but no, the bug. Here comes the chunder. I kind of want to say that. For some reason, I just thought of a scenario of like being Amish and being like, show me that angle. You give me any more leg. Here comes the chunder. Like, why? Why, brain? Why would you make up a whole scenario? I'm like, I'm not Amish. I don't know how that goes. Why not just make up something that like affects my life specifically? Uh-oh. Like a thunderous chode as a concept. Because I'm thinking like, okay, well that doesn't mean that you're all the way. Never mind. You know what?
Stay here. I won't.
I prefer your definition of. I prefer my definition as well. Oh, I could turn around me during that and see if I can. But that gets him up. I need you dead. Okay. Don't cut my head off. Don't cut my head off. Down. No bugs close enough to get me killed. Those bugs are close enough to get me killed. Those bugs are close enough to get me killed. Don't do this to me. Don't do this. Don't. No. Oh, 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 oh. Hmm. You should just give all new name to British slang. Just don't use it in the UK. No, I mean I could make a whole stream out of just trying to guess others' cultures like sayings. Hey LJ, what's going on? Trying to guess other cultures' sayings and just going by how it feels. And the only thing you can do is use it in a sentence, but the sentence cannot be completely in context. It has to be used correctly, but not like obviously this is not what it means. That'd be like a fun stream.
Stay here.
Because then I'd be forced. And my mind goes to some weird places. And then I'd be outed. And I'll lose my career. And everyone will hate me. Basically the opposite of everyone's story. And then everyone clapped and cheered. Fall back down. No! You! Fuck you! Oof. I'm winging them instead of killing them. Okay. Get up here. Okay, I'm in the middle of an animation. What animation did it stick me in? What the actual? I got stuck in between animations actually. And it chose, I think, violence. I think violence. Okay, we can do this again. As long as no bug kills me in the process. No. Oh. Uh-oh. Where is he? 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 Down, 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 down. That's where I need to be. Oh, he shot. He sniped me? $15 stream streak over on Twitch. That's crazy, LJ. Oh. Is this professional? Yes. Just also in the mod of giving myself no hit points, I also put on autosaves again. So, because if this were like professional and I mean, I put my last save here, of course, to deal with this bullshit. But this is professional, just... If this weren't professional, I think the fight would be over. No! Give it to me, baby! Uh-huh! Uh-huh! Snagged it. No. He spawned more buggies. I would... Oh, God.
Stay here.
Alright, gotta lock in. Gotta lock in. I don't have much left in me. How's my day been? Thank you, Bruce. I appreciate that. Filled with a lot of stuff that if I started saying out loud. Would you please? It was filled today to the brim. All right. Oh my God, I got it. Okay. I landed it, and then I screwed a pooch or something, whatever the saying is. Thank you so much. How's my
I got
day
1.
been?
I got 3. Can I get a 5? Can I get a 5? 5 in the fishnets. 5 in the fishnets. Can I get a 5 in the fishnets?
Can I get a 5?
Can I get a 5 in the fishnets? Words I didn't think I'd ever say ever. Can I mention ever again?
It's
How's your day been, my brother?
I talked about it earlier in the stream. I'm exhausted on all fronts. It started with me waking up too early to feeling like I can't breathe, to get my dad to a hospital, to running around doing things, to my son had an orchestra performance, to and I think I'm forgetting something, but I don't know. Nope. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I was trying to cheat the system, but that should have gone in my favor. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Why did he jump on me there? Why did it there than he did when he jumped? Is any of that English, or like am I? I'm not sure that's how time works. But like Dare to Dream type deal. You know? The future is in the hands of the dreamers, not people like me. So dare to dream, but I'm not sure that time works the way you think it works. No, please don't. Oh, shoot. Oh, we're so not getting through this. Does the animation keep them locked up enough? Am I dead? Am I dead? No, but... Uh-oh. Who needs a flux capacitor when you have Rubik's Cubes? Wait, those are really jiggling butts on Twitch, aren't they?
Stay here. I won't be long.
I'm confused. Added some extra shots in there just to make me feel better that I'm doing a thing. You son of a whore. Please jump. You keep doing that animation, and for once, just let me get up here. Okay, now don't kill me while I'm up here. The bug, I can literally hear the bug. I guess Sadler's also like he's a threat too. The bugs are the bigger threat. I don't know how much more I can do.
Stay here.
Kneel before side, blah blah blah. Whoa! So if you shoot him again, that time gets spent fast. Okay. Hey Jerry, what's going? Yo man, happy Chinese New Year. Horse. I wish I knew the Chinese year better because it is a very weird thing being like,
Stay here.
Happy Chinese New Year emoji of horse, and I'm like, I know that's probably significant, but I've never said Happy New Year to anyone and it immediately followed it up with a horse. Like, Happy New Year to you too, horse. Oh, thank you for the wishes of horse. You give me that and you know you should have. Boom. Okay, don't die to dumb. 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 Hey, Anthony, hey, sure. Okay. What happened? What happened? Where am I? Where am I in life? Where am I occurring? Where am I occurring? No. Yes. What the hell, dude? Like, can you pick a place? Got you. Can you? But super serial. Like, can I have you? Uh-oh. Don't swing around. Oh God. Ah! Oh. It's in the title, it's in the things that if I try to heal. Here, let me go ahead and do that for you. I'm gonna heal real quick. Watch my health bar. So anyway,
Stay here.
I appreciate. Thank you. Am I 100% out to surgery yet? No, not yet. No.
I got one. I got three. Can I get a
Part
five?
of the
Can I
reason
get a
why I
five?
like
Five
a
in the
normal
fishnets.
9 to
Five in
5
the
job.
fishnets. Can I get a five in the
Actually,
fishnets?
thank you so much.
Can
Though
I
I
get a
appreciate
five in
that.
the fishnets? Words I didn't think I'd ever say ever. Can I mention ever again?
I'm not 100%, and my health insurance went up. So like problems I've been putting off. I'm like, I currently have a medical issue going on that I'm like, I think I could fix it at home. Like, we have doctor at home, and it's just like a little kid in scrubs. But thank you, Anthony. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Got it. Let me please get up here for once. Thank you. Because now you'll do 2 animations back to back, right? So be in the middle of that. Oh my god, you almost. Oh, okay, he jumped. Okay. I was born in the year of the dragon. Do I get a cool animal for when I, do I
Stay here.
I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Once again. Ooh. Tiger. Don't you move. It popped. Uh-oh. Okay. But hear me out. What if I took this? And what if we no. Thank you, Bruce. I appreciate that so much. The gifted
I got
membership
1, I got
over on
3. Can I
YouTube
get a 5?
site.
Can I
And
get a 5?
Anthony,
5
thank
in
you
the
so
fishnets.
much.
5 in the fishnets. Can I get a 5 in the fishnets? Can I get a 5 in the fishnets?
Will,
Words I
you're
didn't
back.
think I'd ever say ever. Can I mention ever again?
I think there's a back. What's going on? Thank you so much for the support. I am
Stay here.
mentally a little checked out, but I got this. I mean, kneel before Zod or whatever. Yeah, I got it. Do not decapitate me by forcing me to look over there. Like, that is the cheapest way ever to die. Boot acquired. No, do not. Do not. Okay. Okay, you got me. You got me. You got me in a good place, though. You got me in a good place. I think we have a barrel near. I get barrel. I use barrel. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I have acquired. Describe it to me in excruciating detail so I may feel the motivation to have some late night cereal. That's the thing. Sniper Wolf, what's going on? In a surprise shadow drop, Dino Crisis 1 and 2 are now on Steam. Yeah, while I might have already been able to, I did bust out retro consoles for that, to play those. But that means I can up-res it, which is really cool. Hey, Sniper Wolf, what's going on? I need to escape, though. Don't say don't let him escape. That's the exact thing I need to do. I was just planning that. Don't get me killed. Just don't get me killed. Bugs to be wherever they want to, just not killing me. Oh, he is right there. Okay, like he jumped the other way, so like he was right. Hey, Shadow and Tierra, what's going on? Would love to see me replay Dino Crisis. I had some covers while I played that, so like it's almost like I played it a lot of years ago. I'm pretty sure I did because I have foggy memories of some of it. Oh shit! This is like kind of like playing it like about the same. I gotta be honest with you guys, because usually I like being dishonest, and I lie most of the time.
Stay here.
I'm exhausted. I was hoping like I could do something less thinky because I just blast through this. But he is not playing fair. See, he's trying to kill me by forcing me to focus on that. Don't worry, I don't have numbers on my username. I do still have the auto-magically given numbers on my Discord username, which is hashtag darkness6667. I did not choose that. It was just I made the username Darkness, and you know it would put a number there. You can change it now, but I don't want to change it because that is what it just gave. I just looked at the numbers. I'm like Darkness, and it's like, how about Darkness 6667? Like that'll probably upset some people, but I guess I'm putting Darkness on this, so let people wonder. Kneel before Zog. Okay, but let me shoot. I got an entourage. I don't like it. How about I descend earlier? That was a bad idea. Well, Discord got rid of the idea that you have to be stuck to numbers. You can just change your name, your handle, and everything, and get rid of all that. It's got a background thing that I don't think you can get rid of, but yeah.
Stay here.
Oh, bull. Let me aim. No. No, please let me escape. How about I start jumping up? Don't auto kill me. I see all the bugs. Don't. Why wasn't I already up there? Why do they get to move, but it resets me back to the ground? GPT came up earlier when I was talking to my ex about, like, if one of us has to talk to a teacher, do I need to send the first email, or do people who use Chat GPT need to use it? And she's like, I'll write it. Because I finally downloaded it. I don't use it. Yes. Is that enough to stop him? Whoa, it's enough to stop him, but I really need to look. Uh-oh. It's enough to stop a lot. But I don't know what I'm stopping anymore. Oh my god! That felt good until you were a dick. That felt good. And then he was an asshole. Ugh. Okay. I felt some acid come up. Maybe my body from my medicine changes is actually like being like, you should sleep. No! No! You swivel the camera away. You're killing me. You're killing me. So, yeah. shoot. Is Del Rio boy here? Hello, if you are. Yes, you are. Just gonna put that cap back on.
Stay here.
Unforgivable heresy. But seriously, this kind of speech sounds like Comstock, Bioshock Infinite. Really. Do not get me killed. Uh-oh. No, I blocked. I turned my back on him. That wouldn't have worked. I don't think you can block with your back turned. Keep my C's intact. Well, part of keeping your C's intact is sometimes knowing that you're exhausted.
Stay here.
And I might be exhausted. Uh-oh. Thank you for the 5 gifted. I appreciate that so much. Oh. Are the bugs not here yet? Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Can you go down, please? That's a bug. 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 And this is cheating. This is cheating by the bugs. It's cheating. Bugs are cheating. I'ma get ganked. Do the sweeping attack. Ah, you got me with that one. I really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Welcome back to the family, Chadwick, Linkle, Lapchit, Jason, Jugalode that? I read that entire name and thought, there's no way that's the whole name that I'm reading out loud as I'm saying it. I appreciate that. Thank you. Anthony, thank you. What's going on? I appreciate the support, Anthony. Okay. Okay. Okay, they just came out. No, they're a hippity hoppity hip hop, the hippity hip hop. They don't stop. They came out of nowhere to terrorize me. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't. Just let me go. Just let me go. Let me have this. I'm not up. I am not up there. I am by far not up there. How did they get up there? How did they do it? How do they? I'm glad. I'm glad to be someone's favorite. I appreciate.
I got
really
one.
do.
I got three. Can I get a five? Can I get a five? Five in the fishnets.
I try to
Five
be,
in the fishnets. Can I get a five in the fishnets?
Hey
Can I
Jordan.
get a
Oh,
five in the fishnets. Words I didn't think I'd ever say
Anthony,
ever.
thank you.
Can I mention ever again?
You need to take your. The first thing I thought of is I need to take your meds with the mood I'm in. Hey Jordan, showing up on Twitch, confusing me, making me look at you sideways. Ha! Oh. Trying to get me killed again. Got it. I should just do this. Wait, did I die? So the grenade should have still gone off, right? So my logic is that I'm alive. Uh-oh. My logic is that I won't stay alive very long. And he shot the long jizz. He shot the long stream at me. I have no excuse for that. Nope.
Stay here.
Don't worry about it. I feel like I should have died there. Is there a bug at me now? Like, are we bugging already? If I get up there, all right. Let me run. Just let me get a little distance. Wait, where'd you go? Oh shit. Right now, I'm still on Seroquel to make sure that I don't have a relapse of. I'm under enough mental stress that I was put on extended release Seroquel again, which will help me sleep. But the Seroquel is to make sure that the dissociative amnesia doesn't come back, because that was awful. once again, thank you. Your support got you through a lot. I'm glad I could do something.
I got 1. I got 3. Can I get a 5? Can I get a
Helpful.
5? 5 in the fishnets. 5 in the fishnets. Can I get a 5 in the fishnets?
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Can I get a 5 in the fishnets? Words I didn't think I'd ever say, ever. Can I mention ever again?
I appreciate. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well,
Stay here.
I
won't be long.
Okay.
Well, my med is also a simulator. I also have it, but one of my meds that was just changed was it makes me tired right now, which is apparently about as much proof as you'll ever get that you've got it. That my brain, I got tired. Stimulants that regulate a brain that's doing too many things apparently can just make you tired. I'm not a person who naps really, so like uh-oh. He walked it out. Please let me just up here. No, no, I'm next to a bug. I'm dead. I am lucky. Uh-oh. 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 Holy shit, that's a lot. Holy, my brain is not procking shit like that right now. Holy,
We chose violence. You guys were right here. You're participants because you didn't stop me. I can't, my brain, I did it the other way. I did it the other way. Oh! Get it. Get it. Fuck you! Fuck off! Suck my left nut! Suck it! Make me come a second time! Suck the right one! Get my juices! It's not my baby! It's not my baby! You should have spit! It's not always about the idea of quitting! Suck it hard! Ah! Hate that puzzle!
Thank you. Everyone has to. This is my favorite vocal stem. Listen, that's not. Are you guys sure you don't want a different soundbite for 200? Are you sure? We are changing the goal. So from here out, that goal actually is what they take their cut. I'm gonna put it. What is it? 350. You would think that PayPal's cut wouldn't go above $25 off of that, right? Okay. We're fundraising to be CNA. Okay. Yay. That's the goal. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Now it's the goal. That bar fills up and I can go get a normal job. I'll work nights. If I can get that one to fill, I can have you know what it's like to have like company insurance? Like insurance through another company? I don't. I haven't since 2017. Well, 2018. I had some, like part of the way through 2018. I haven't known for a while is my point.
Stay here. I won't be long.
Cody, what's going on? Uh-oh. Oh, he just decided to up and gank me. I really do appreciate it. Look, when people do things like that, I used to cry all the time. Now, if this relates to anyone, just hear me out. I am so exhausted all the time that I'm trying to do a fundraiser so that if something like that ever happened in the future again, it'd probably put me back in tears because I'd have the energy to cry again. Does that, I don't know if that relates to anybody, but
Stay here. I won't be long.
I don't know. It says, wait, no, what? The bottom left, it says DarknessJackson Gaming. It does not. It does not. I have not been for over a week putting up DarknessJackson Gaming. Where is it? No, it does not. No, it does not. I'm waiting for this. Liana's a weak little baby man. Our alerts are still stupidly loud. Be gentle. Where's the support? I didn't ever make an Amazon list for like my own birthday or anything else. I don't know. Yeah, that would break Twitch TOS. Are you? Oh my god. What? Listen, I was too wrapped up in anyone like being like, can they relate to what I said? And instead it says DarknessJackson Gaming. Like, I swore, like, man, the next thing I'm gonna see is anyone out there like, do they feel that in some way? DarknessJackson Gaming. Let's not do DarknessJackson Gaming. That's it's gotta change that. That is like sheer embarrassment. I don't really know how to move forward with something like that. Yeah, that'll cost extra. Yeah, that's my only fuck ups. Like, absolutely chunderstruck right now. Oh my god, see? Chunder does sound like it's chunderstruck. Chode and thunder is chunder. Absolutely chunderstruck. It works. It works. Struck by my energetic chode. UK, get on top of that. Not my chode. The seems like the kind of thing Twitch might. It's opposite. I'm not a partner with Twitch. No. I'm an affiliate. That's way different. I don't have a contract. You have to prove yourself in a different way and do a lot of different things for that. And then they get after that. What did I miss? What did I miss? Dude. I've been nice. Oh my god, I did it again. Why? Where did you fucking come from, you little cocksucker? I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Did he just spawn in as if he did the jump? The one that usually kills? He just spawned out of nowhere and cut my head off. That's the one that spawns to the right when he does the jump to the middle platform. I put him down before that. Why did he come out of nowhere and slice my head off? I'm all right. Clip what? Oh God, please don't tell me I just said something I'll regret. I kind of dissociated a little bit. Don't say that. I don't fucking know what I said.
Stay here.
Oh. Listen, you know how many different ways that I cannot tell you the things that I've said? Like, you guys will always be able to remember it easier than I can. Would you like to resist death more? I think he's jumping back toward. I don't know what to do other than possibly this. It didn't work. He's a paid professional. Listen, I'm trying. That bar is all about me being certified to do a different job that will pay. It will definitely underpay me. But that job will pay for me to go and become a nurse, get a BSN, and then that job will underpay me. But at least in that job underpaying me, it will pay bills. That is the biggest difference of what I'm going for. Like, it's like a 3-step program of getting underpaid, but one of those steps will actually pay all the bills. Don't with the DarknessJackson gaming. Underpaid is the first step to being overpaid. I actually just told someone this very recently. Would you like to guess the spending power that the average American would need to have the exact same spending power as the average American was making in 1977? When it comes to buying a home in America, how much do you need to make per hour as the average lower middle class American was making in 1977? Which can include anything from just like $1 over minimum wage. What would be the equivocation from 1977 to the hourly right now? Because if we were in the 70s or 80s, that's true. Now it is bullshit. $40 more. More than $40 an hour. Nope. It's more than 40. Spending power for housing is different from a lot of things, but a little less than 100. A little more than 60. We're closing in. We're closing the gap. It's 77. It's 77. Yeah, it's like it's close to that. It's 75. It's 77, 78. Yeah, somewhere in there. Also, when people used to talk about pulling themselves up from their bootstraps in that same era, if we had the minimum wage upped to the same, to just increase for inflation, nothing else, not increase for any other cost of living expense, which, do not be fooled. You are lied to and you are wrong if you think inflation occurs because of minimum wage going up. Historically speaking, there has never been a time you've been correct ever in history. Minimum wage has in no country ever for any reason put up cost of living expenses when it's done for inflation and inflation only. So you're just dead wrong. We have hundreds of examples going back to the 1200s of like different parts of the world where minimum wage raising does not raise the price of jack shit. With that said, 1977 to now, what would the minimum wage need to be to match 1977? I'll let you know really quick. It's different from the buying power of a house. It's $27 now. It's no joke that it's like getting underpaid is like the first step to getting overpaid. No. But as long as you believe getting underpaid is the first step to it, you will continue to get underpaid. There is a huge wealth gap. And this isn't me trying to be political. That's just a fact. There's a huge, between that time and now, CEOs being able to make more than 50% of the company's actual profits and having boards approve those pay packages that even if they try to say are based off the idea of you get this pay package and usually it shares in company, if you actually help the company make these goals, is ridiculous. CEOs making anything more than 10% was unheard of in 1977, and when it happened, it made major headlines. It actually hadn't happened in 1977 in America, I don't think, yet. And I'm saying that because there was a dramatic shift that happened right around 1977. You could just go look up for yourself. No, but there needs to be a generation just younger than me that does not accept, that just really does not accept that you get underpaid to finally getting a job that's overpaid. No. I'll tell you what would happen right now. Given that we know the effects of what COVID did, and over a year's time it killed off 1 million Americans, and it shut our fucking government down. Like, we can't survive with that many people dropping dead on top of the normal everything. It shut shit down for a reason. Would you like to know what would happen to big food chains, to Amazon, to any of the things that you think of one day if everyone just took the hit for a paycheck and did not show up? It would hurt the upper echelon exponentially more. And this is even taking into account people living paycheck to paycheck, who could be laid destitute. It still would lay low people at the top so much because one day's worth for them as compared to you is magnitudes different. One day of everyone not showing up to a company and you get to basically dictate its future. Too many people are scared of taking that leap. Too many people. You got born into a system. If you're born basically after 1979 to 1981, you're born into a fixed system already. The only way to unfix it is to get it from a fixed game system to and rigged into the. My brain is tired enough. I'll actually mention this, and now I'll play a game. Listen. Here's the thing. You're born into like this system if you're young enough. Like, I'm 40. I just turned it a week or so ago, where the system was rigged from the day I was. There's nothing I could do. This is how it happened. If you want a quick history lesson of why it's just crazy ridiculous. Yes, it was the idea of equal rights, civil rights, everything that happened back. This is not me being woke or something. Just please, before you would put a label like that makes this sound completely like I'm some like way liberal, whatever. Or wait, he talks about weapons all the time. Isn't he like way on the right? No, I don't fucking care about that whole. If I ascribe to either being Democrat, Republican, I'm just ascribing to the same system. I need to ascribe to the people who would like to lead us to a better future, not to a label. And the second I ascribe to a label, I'm just becoming a bigger part of the problem. Listen, in the 70s, we had things like GI bills that were being passed out to people who were coming back from having been drafted and having to go to Vietnam, things like that. All the way from that to the idea that we were having recessions that were actually taking down part of the housing market. And when equal rights are being like shoved at people, that recession was hitting mostly minorities for very obvious reasons. But we were seeing it on a broader scale. And so there's like this with civil rights, and then women's rights are not packaged the same as civil rights when we think of like races getting everything. Women are still just put off to the side. There is a time in the 70s where you can go do your own homework and find out it's just a historical fact that in the US and other countries, to combat the idea that wealth could be lost, laws were put into place and things were put into place where those that didn't yet have power wouldn't ever be able to dictate their lives so that leverage would be gained. For example, the idea that Congress can vote for their own pay raises is stupid. It's something, but it was solidified and codified in different ways in the 70s for a reason. Same idea with how elections, same way with gerrymandering, same way with basic, a lot of different things were put in place that, but then it got worse, where the consolidation of power of how people can basically lobby and or like campaign and money being involved with that. And then the idea that even when GI bills are being passed for those coming back from having to fight against their will and those of minority are still not allowed in those same places, all of that was made it so that if you're born in the mid 80s or so, you're just born into a system that was rigged for those who were very, very scared of what the power shift would look like. That's it. It's just fear. What did it grow into? Well, it's nice to see you too. I'm gonna get off this, like, my soapbox in just 2 seconds. Because it's not a big soapbox. This is just basic history. So when in consolidating power, there were people who would take those seats of power, like congressmen that would like run and whatnot. What happens if you want to run for Congress and you don't have money? You don't have some kind of funding behind you. You don't have all these things. You don't get a seat in most cases like that. Like that, it's something that's cyclical to make it so that those who already have can get more of what they have to make it so they keep more. And it was truly really done out of fear. It's just straight up fear. It was the idea that if all men have equal rights, if women have equal rights, then there's nothing to say that you can't. If everyone's equal, you can strip people down and you can take power away. And we're talking about the eras of where people are pushing congressional powers over in the US all the time. And congressional powers were pushed over and over and over and over again. Nixon did it in different ways, even up to like people want to talk about which side of the aisle is doing it. Clinton was one of the biggest offenders trying to, I mean, the impeachments that have happened before are presidents trying to hold funds have gotten people impeached before. Clinton tried to go back to Congress using a 70s law, trying to basically say, hey, I don't want to give funds the way that Congress appropriated it, and Congress being like, you got to do it anyway. Because Congress appropriates funds and then the executive branch must give them out or it's illegal until you get the Supreme Court we've got right now. It's the first time ever that there's and that'll all be changed with it, because once you consolidate power, it's hard to disperse it back, right? It was done out of fear. What has it made it for us? That fear turned into a wealth gap where, whether you liked it or not, those who were able to obtain, and it's that wealth gap gets larger and larger exponentially because those with wealth understand something. They can see that, and it's explained when you hear people who have way too much money explain their money. They do not explain it as money, and they do not see you as a person. I've heard lectures many times on people who break into the multi-million, hundreds of millions, multi-billionaires. They refer to it more of things like ebb and flow of ocean waves. They are literally talking about your livelihood. And the only way they can visualize and describe how your life fits into it is about how money is less of a tangible thing, less about a whatever. It's more of an ebb and flow. And they see how like the tide comes in and they plan for that. And they see how the tide would move out. It's more, they literally, I am quoting people. I'm paraphrasing. I am quoting as somebody who has a lot of power right now in the US, multi-billionaire, who sees your life as the same way we see the moon, where it's just uncontrollable. It just has to happen. That's not how it works. The disconnect, and we now in psychology are even measuring how much money do you have to have that kind of disconnect. But we also measured something else. The exponential growth gap between the wealthiest and the poorest got so big that there's no more needing to protect wealth anymore. Now it's protecting a status quo. And if you understand the difference in the idea of being scared to protect the idea of wealth, you can understand the difference of when it turns from that to protecting the status quo. They're not the same. when you are afraid and protecting the status quo, protecting the status quo is actually just an offshoot of fear. It's not what you're actually trying to protect. I mean, just look at it from their perspective. When they don't, race riots are happening. There's actually people protesting. People will just want the ability to be able to speak up for themselves. And after all that happens, does that mean that after all these years of discrimination that there would be enough power that people would have money and be able to drag people that they thought were keeping them down for so long? Would they be able to pay their way into being able to, you know, let's be a little hyperbolic, but not much hyperbolic, because this is exactly the mindset that got us into this place. Would they be able to lynch us and then game the same system that requires money if they were able to gain it to get out of that trouble? I might sound like I'm being hyperbolic, but reread the damn textbooks of people who are actually giving statements of the time. They talk about things like fear of their livelihood and their life at the same time. It's all fear. Right now, it's not fear. It is not fear right now. The economic gap is so big that when you get choked down in a lie about Reaganomics working, you're just being fed a lie and you're falling for it. If you get choked down in a lie that raising the minimum wage will actually hurt you, you're being fed a lie because you don't have one historical ever fact backing you up in the history of man. Like, as far as men have been using currencies to spend, raising a wage that is set by a government by a set rate to match a living cost, you have not a single example in human history to back you, while there are not just dozens but hundreds of examples of that happening in the US alone. When you compare state minimum wage and also federal minimum wage, when they have to be taken into account, hundreds of examples against zero examples. It doesn't work that way. But when you actually look at how to stop it, that this is no longer fear, it's protecting status quo. And to protect the status quo, they invoke fear into you. The way to turn the tide is to make them scared. And them is no longer this ambiguous the way they make us. Multi-billionaires making it sound like we're the ebb and flow of the waves. No, when we ebb and flow, we lose our homes. We lose custody of our kids. We can't put food on the table, and people are able to monopolize the renting market. They can put up fake signs that make it look like they're buying house for cash. They ever seen those signs? Buying house for cash, handwritten, is by bigger conglomerates, bigger companies that are trying to make it look like they're like just getting into the market. It's a lie. There is a company near here. Go and sue me in court for free speech of saying what you're doing. First Key Homes around my area handwrite signs to make it look like they're a small company, has an affiliate company that makes it look like they're a small LLC, just trying to get their footing, buy the house, and then immediately give it to them. They own 2/3 of the renting market where I live. So, and then on top of that, when houses go up for sale, they're able to convince the house owners to, instead of selling, to go ahead and rent out instead and make a contract with them. So there are fewer and fewer places to buy, and more places that are being bought up that aren't regulated. Like, even housing it, when we are the ebb and flow of those who have power, who don't even look at our lives as really being meaningful, and they protect the status quo with fear instead of being so afraid of the status quo changing that they put regulations so that they can get power back if it's wrestled, so they don't fear in the 70s they get pulled out in the streets and lynched for having money. The only way to fight that is to make them scared again. That everything that the ocean, fucking make the ocean disappear. You don't get to make an analogy of money is an ebb and flow and and you just predict the tides if there's no fucking water. Guess who's the water in that analogy? It's us, the people, working every day, having to go and get a paycheck, worry about where the next one is, working, getting health care, making sure you can actually make ends meet, feeling guilty that you can't get your children or your own self, like living lower middle class. And it's an exponential growth. We're just the one. So fucking dry up the pond. It's very simple, and it will cost people their livelihoods. It'll cost people their jobs. In Georgia, it's a state where you can be fired for no good reason. But there will be we already have an unemployment gap, but we do have jobs that are available. But I'm telling you right now, for how many people it would hurt, it's this simple. It's this dead simple. And then I'm getting off because it's this dead simple, but it's so hard at the same time. You don't like the way that you're being treated at your company? Okay, well, nurses already know how this works because they're doing it up in New York, I believe, right now. They did it over in California. They're able to unionize. We've had workers in Michigan do it over in automobile factories. Now we're trying to put AI in the job, machinery, and it doesn't work out, so they have to... Okay, you leave, and they have to start negotiating really fast. They find out really fast that if you dry up the water, there's no ebb and flow anymore. There's just a drought. And they get scared because when you control people to keep the status quo with fear as your tool, and using mainstream media as your now new news outlet, and you shut down things like public broadcasting system, which could actually give you at least a sentiment of like Walter Cronkite-ish, and at least give your kids Sesame Street to watch type deal, but you don't get any of that anymore. If instead of letting it get so wide that there's enough money that they can sit on and go, fuck you, before that time comes, and that time is coming in the next about decade, where no matter what you do, if you walk out on your job, the people who you want to affect, they'll say, all right, extend it to 2 weeks. They can handle the hit to their company's logo, slogan, the hospital, the ratings. They can handle the hit because they know who will truly handle it is the face of the company, which will be eventually in the next decade, you. If you're ever saying, how can I take your order? Or if you're ever saying, thank you for calling, or if you're ever working customer service, or if you're ever walking in a room saying, hey, my name is, and I'll be helping you today. If you're ever one of those people, in about a decade, it's going to start turning too late to change it by doing this. But you don't like the way it's going. If everyone did not show up to Amazon tomorrow, no drivers, no shipping, no one to the factory. Yes, jobs would be costs. Yes, shit would happen. 1 day's worth of drying them out of their product. And on top of that, let's just take it a step further. 1 day where everyone will not show up to Amazon and will not purchase from Amazon. They spend that day purchasing locally. We can even actually have places where we could put that, like, I am an Amazon worker. I can validate that I'm an Amazon worker. GoFundMe is already the piss poor place where most people there are trying to get out of medical debt, which is where most elderly end up. We could even try to subsidize the idea of getting people to not have to work a day at Amazon and then just buy locally 1 day. And I even mean locally as in Publix is counting as locally for today. 1 day of doing that to Amazon, not buying products through them and not going to work, and they will give higher wages and better working conditions, period. They will hire on more staff because they can handle it once, but those that have power and control it through fear, you'll flip it back into that they're the ones scared. And instead of being able to consolidate power again, they'll realize one thing. They're now scared and powerless. The thing they were so scared of in the 70s that started this bullshit roller coaster of how our federal treasury works, how our system, how we faked people into believing raising the minimum wage will somehow hurt us. That same bullshit system will put them in the exact thing they tried to avoid in the 70s, where they are afraid of what we can actually do because we show we actually have the power when we dry up the pond. It will put them in the position of negotiating because, yeah, they could handle it this time, but if they do it next week and then the week after, and they're seeing that those dollars are going toward that mom and pop store that was about to shut down, but they can get you that pair of scissors you needed for your kid tomorrow or whatever. They have them in stock. They can get you, you know, you want to be lazy, get some ramen or whatever. You don't want to go out and get, they can get you a pair of gloves they could get you a tool you're looking for. There are shops that like 1 day's worth of you spending money at their place keeps them afloat, and they can turn around and offer some of the Amazon employees a job because they can actually stay in. When you think of it that way, one time, just 1 day is enough, but not enough people will believe it, because by ruling with fear, they created something called a solidified two-party system. That is not the way our country's run the entire time. Let me make this very straight. The two-party system is a system of fear. It's us against them. If you're a Democrat, you're supposed to be against Republicans. If you're Republican, you're supposed to be against Democrats. Unfortunately, Canada and the UK are going through the exact same thing. A lot of European countries are going through the exact same thing. No one's really exempt from this. And when you make it a two-party, you know, the awful thing that happens, you find out that there are these margins of errors that people are unsure what side to join, but it ends up evening out to about 40% on one side, 40% on the other side, and about 20% unsure until their feet are held to the fire, and then they have to make a split-second decision. On average, historically, that's what it looks like. But we got a pseudo two-party system back in 1800. Thomas Jefferson caused that shit. Democratic Republicans against the Federalists. I mean, we got that, but have we forgotten that we have elected third-party people to the White House more than once? That third parties in other countries have been elected and have been the ones that actually make it better? The tool of fear is just making it. If I claim to be a Democrat, I refuse to take on the title, because that means I need to fear Republican ideology. Okay, and if I take on the title of Republican, I need to fear. And so we play this game against each other. We're just pawns in it. Instead, what I'm saying is so simple that could change it, will never happen, is because this game of fear, the other half will think, nah. And that's the problem. And that is how the system is so gained. That's how it's so gained in their favor. That they've got us infighting so often that, hey, skipping a day out of your job won't change anything because the minimum wage is just going to cause inflation all over the board. Last time I checked, inflation is happening one way or the other egregiously, to the point that my healthcare just doubled. The price of my groceries literally did double from only 4 years ago. My rent has almost doubled from 2018 without me having any other alternative to go to, because of no regulation over the renting market. No regulate, because one side says regulation is not letting capitalism win, and the other side is saying you're creating real monopolies just on a smaller scale, and that's illegal. And you should be allowed to do that. There has to be some regulation of, you're not allowed to buy up all the homes in somewhere and then make contracts with people that they can't break without giving up their home, and then rent them out for egregious prices, knowing that they'll pay it, and they can't, they'll evict you, and somebody else was waiting for that home. And this is how they do it. I'm paying over $2,000 a month for my rent for a shitty ass tiny little home that I had 3 times the space in my old home that I bought when I was still married. And my mortgage was $1,080 a month. It was a fixed 30-year mortgage that I was paying off early. $1,080 a month would never change. If I still owned that home and didn't give it up in the marriage, it would still be, say it with me, $1,080 per month for me to live and just pay for my home. So I just have to pay for maintenance, upkeep, everything like that. But then people bitch about their electric bills, and you're paying for AI. Every time you use ChatGPT, it's coming from the electric system, and people have been able to lobby and say in most districts, you have to foot the bill in your electric bill. So if you've ever wondered why your electric bill is getting higher, and it's not just the summer, it's also that summer breaks have kids using AI even more, and people use AI more when they're lazy. And so to make AI, the advancement of AI ups the power grid, and then you have people in the background voting, well, the people who use that AI technology to further their life should be footing the bill for electric, right? So all of a sudden your power bill goes up. My summerly power bill should on average be about what, $90 to $120 more than last year? Are you kidding me? Because other people, and I don't even know how to use ChatGPT properly yet, but I need to pay for everybody else that uses it. The problem is The real problem is that even though I'm saying the truth, and it is a historically, you can fact check it, truth, there will always be another side to the story. There is a truth to this. The system's gamed and it needs to be changed. But the system isn't completely broken. I didn't say it needs to be torn down. It needs to be changed for the betterment of people. Do not tear down something you cannot rebuild. You don't want revolutions as badly as you think you do. Most people who have ever lived in a country going through a revolution will tell you it's not a happy ending. Polish will not tell you that like their revolution a few decades ago has made like the, is it Poland that like is still living like not in the best condition, because their revolution did not just fix everything. It's not how it works. If we revolutionize today, my son's children will finally see the benefits, because there's a pattern to how revolution works. It takes some time to get on your feet. The system is corrupt, possibly. It is gamed, possibly. It's not broken. But fear, the reason why this just can't happen right now until people just get their heads out of their asses, is that if I had a megaphone that I could talk to 100% of Americans right now and say, every Amazon worker, do not show up to work tomorrow. Every person, do not order from Amazon tomorrow. Every order you're going to make, take the extra time, a little extra time out of your day. Find it somewhere. If you had to order from Amazon, and find a local owned shop, get it from there. Even if it's not quite as good and perfect to what you want, or if you're going to get it, just wait a day. Wait a day and get it tomorrow. Is it necessary for you to live? Yes or no? If it's necessary, get it local. If it's not, just wait a day. Push back their fiscal year by 1 day. If no one's working at Amazon and no one's buying, Amazon will negotiate. But then there's the other half of the aisle going, why aren't you showing up to work? And we'll show up to work anyway. Claiming these type of things don't work. They don't result in anything. I don't know if it'll be liberal or conservative, it would be Democrats or Republicans that would end up showing to work the next day, but they'll claim that they'll have bought into this is propaganda, is literal propaganda. Don't believe that just because you're in the country that's having that's not propaganda. They'll show up to work saying this won't make a difference. I mean, it'll just hurt my paycheck today. I won't be able to afford rent. Not being able to work my 8-hour shift will make me, and there'll be other people saying not buying from it is just depriving somebody else of their delivery job. What, right? You're giving to one job, you're depriving of another. That's not how you fix it. You just lobby Congress. Yeah, you do write your local congressman. You do actually, voice your opinion so strong that they can't not listen to it, which on average right now would take 15 million people simultaneously either protesting the same thing, which is why the No Kings March did not do anything. They were short by a few million people. Statistically speaking, 15 million people need to say the same shit the same day for there to be statistically change. But they'd show up to work and say this won't change anything because fear. Because the cog driving the machine right now is fear. When you get each side to argue and also be scared of the other's concepts of what the right thing to do is, you forget on how much we have in common. You forget how often that there'd probably be a third and fourth party, and they wouldn't be able, and governments wouldn't be able to just separate power by either this or that. And guess what? People flip their ideas often enough that they change which side of the aisle they're on when the wind would blow that way better. That's exactly what's happened in history so many times, and it happens even now. The problem with what I'm saying is not that it's not true. The problem is fear. If everyone could step past being afraid, if the people showing up saying it won't change anything and could say, you know what? Rephrase it for a second. If I could get a megaphone and say to the people that want to show up and say it won't change anything, and I could literally just say, prove me wrong then. How about this? How about we change the script? How about everyone who believes it will make a difference doesn't buy, doesn't show up for 1 day, and everybody else that believes it won't do anything, instead of going against for 1 day, says, you know what? Fine. We won't show up either to prove that your standpoint is wrong. Well, then we'll have made history, won't we? It will prove which way it goes, doesn't it? We will know whether depriving Amazon for a day will actually have them come and negotiate worker salary, wages, times on the clock, being able to give incentives, getting education, bringing down hour, making it more negotiable, whatever, making it more reasonable product, how much they give to the people that actually sell through the platform, not an Amazon only basic product, whatever. You would prove one way or the other. So I don't see what the big problem is other than people need by fear and also feeling like they have to have a superiority complex for some, but it's just fear. I mean, get this. How many times have you found out that you were wrong in the middle of a conversation, right? We're all guilty of this one. We all are. You know, when you're like mid conversation and you know you're wrong, like you dead set know you're wrong, but you're 15 minutes into it and you're like, I have like the amount of backpedaling I would have to do right now to admit that I'm wrong is just so bad that I'm 200% down. I'm doubling down. Like, you're not doubling down out of anything other than like I'm balls deep in this. And that why is it though? Ask yourself why. Why would you double down on something that you know is wrong? Why wouldn't you immediately say, "Oh my God, I'm wrong. Oh, I'm so sorry. Repeat what you said again. I just realized that doesn't make sense." Why wouldn't you do that? Why is it a human response not to do that? Fear. Is fear of being wrong and fear of rejection and fear of what the other person will judge you as. It's fear that the way that you is fear. And if it can happen on such a small scale for such asinine, shallow, pedantic bullshit stuff, the fear only grows when the issue gets bigger. When it's not some dumbass argument against which crayon tastes better between two dipshits type deal, and it becomes like, is supporting Crayola also supporting a big company that we need to also keep an eye? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know a good example to throw out just random, but when we are already scared of being wrong in our personal lives over just the most surface level shit, then people are just using their beliefs as a shield of to hide behind, scared of what if they're wrong. So they'll show back up to work and say it won't change anything, but they'll come armed with what they think is knowledge, and they're armed with propaganda. History says they're wrong, but you know what history also says? More than once have human beings said, we'll give the other side a chance to show us. And I really have to emphasize, we're all human beings at the end of the day, and we can all agree on one thing if we could just agree on it. If I had a megaphone, I wouldn't end with saying boycott Amazon for a day and then they have to negotiate. I'm using Amazon as an example because they have some egregious practices that need to be changed. Even though I've considered working for them many times to be able to get my own education stuff, student loans paid down. They've got some egregious practices that are just not okay. So I'm using them because most people that are at the top of that echelon for Amazon are just fine and well off. But there are a lot of people that really badly need, like, I am a parent type deal. Can you work with me on my schedule? No. If you don't show up, you're fired. You knew I was a parent when you hired me. I asked for these things. Yeah, but we need you here now. So you don't show up and you're fired. I don't care if it's for your child. Like, that shouldn't be happening, but Amazon pulls that shit. We historically as human beings so many times have been able to do one thing for just a day. And I can give you an example right now. And if you can see this example is legit, then you can see how dumb it is. Like, the reality we're living in is the dumbest reality possible. The megaphone I'd have to say is that dry the ocean up on people who believe they need to control by fear, by controlling the ebb and flow of how money goes, by drawing it and taking away their biggest asset, you. you're the water in the ocean that they're trying to predict, and with you comes money and recedes money, and they're predicting you, but they don't even think of you as human. Dry the ocean up and make them. And I say in the same megaphone, and if you don't think that's true, just give me 1 day. Just use 1 day out of your life to prove everyone else wrong. And if we were truly wrong, we have no choice but to accept you were right. And therefore, the conversation has to shift off of this will work. And even the people that thought it would work have to agree and finally say, hey, even the people that didn't believe in us actually supported us. We got to shift gears. And we would never come back to it. We'd drop it and figure out the next better thing that will work. And we move forward. One way or the other, we move forward. One way or the other, things go towards the direction of getting better. But fear is the controlling mechanism. And people want to put it behind political beliefs or everything else other than the idea of just admitting for 1 fucking second, I might be wrong. And you know what? If I'm wrong, I won't be judged as harshly as people think I would be. Because if I'm wrong, it's not like some fucking YouTube apology video where you get canceled. You were wrong. And therefore, by being wrong, you were right. And by being right, you helped everyone and yourself have a better future. Because we found a mechanism that either will work or will not work, and we have the proof. And it goes both ways. You got something that I don't believe will work, but all it takes is giving you 24 hours of like, all right, you get 24 hours of your way. And if you can show me that that helps shift power the way it needs to be, shift the conversation needs to be, then you know what? For 24 hours, I'll keep my fucking mouth shut. I'll stay in whatever you need me to do. I'll do that for 24 hours. Just so you can have your shot at getting the average citizen not stuck paycheck to paycheck, not stuck wondering where food comes from, not stuck feeling the weight of student loans that were literally all of these lawsuits against Sally Mae, Navient, now handed over to Moela because between 2003 2009 literal loan sharking and Navient getting out under it, even my own student loans were passing into Moela. You know who I have to call about my student loans? Moela. You know when I dial the number, what it comes up in my caller ID as? Navient. They just changed the name to dodge responsibility because I was 2 months off of a class lawsuit that would have cut all my student loans. Tens of thousands of dollars off of my back, and they have a way around it. Bullshit. I owed more than $20,000 more on my student loans than when I borrowed my student loans, and I've paid $40,000 more than what I borrowed. These are systems that have to change. Some of us are right, some of us are wrong. Some of us need to accept that being wrong is not bad. And some of us need to sit back and let the other side of that conversation prove themselves right or wrong, so we can just move past the bullshit, the what ifs. Every now and then, we just need to let it play out so it's no longer a what if. And we need to let it play out to its fullest. Playing it out to its fullest is not allowing 10% of Amazon workers to show up and saying, let's play it out to its fullest. No, it's not. 10% of workers can still keep enough vital things going that with a little push and pull, you might not get your packages on time, but you fucking showed you just showed who's getting promotion soon. You just showed who's getting their way soon because they won't turn their back as much. And you showed who could be shot in the back the easiest because they'll never see it coming. It can't be a half-ass effort. The whole reason is just... Ugh. This whole thing, I am tired. I am worn out from the day. This is my way of... I wanted to make it shorter, but this is a short story long or long story short, the way you want to just look at history. I look at this as a very long story short. This is pretty short. End of the day, almost everyone watching my stream statistically was born into a system that was rigged. even if you're across the pond from me, even if you're north of me, you were born into a system that's rigged from people who were scared. And they were just scared of the idea of what they and their fathers and grandfathers and everything before them. What if all of a sudden those things that their ancestors had done, their lineage had done to those that were about to be given power, what if that script were reversed? There are people who were in the 60s, 70s really had to consider the idea of, you know, we have so many cold cases of people of color who have been lynched. Is there such a day where equal rights means that there are cold cases of the Caucasians being lynched because you can pay your way out of it? You can brush it under the rug? Is that what equal rights means? Because you know what? It's possible that could be. It's far flung. It's probably not what it means, but it's not a 0% chance. There's a non 0% chance that they could be right. But you know what? They're not. They're just not. They're not. We don't need to hedge our bets for life and our livelihoods on the 0.00001% chance that something could happen. No. Like, but still, as soon as the thought hit them, the solution hit the same time. Well, they can't do that if we keep the scales. They gain money, we gain money. They get to be middle class. Well, most of us are middle class. We'll be middle upper class. They want to be able to drag us out. We have better security. We have better system. We have better ways to protect ourselves. We have better lawyers. We have better litigation. We have better police in our area. We won't be dragged to the streets like we used to drag them, type deal. We got it, boys. We got it. We just gotta keep power. And then a few people get greedy like they always do, and they're like, but what if we had even more power to make sure we don't die? And then like more people get elected and going, wow, I'm making some money, and all I gotta do is listen to a few people I probably shouldn't listen to. But what if I could make a little even more money so that I could? And then it turns into a whole thing of like, well, money turns into policy, turns into running down into the economics of how business runs into the economics of how business help fund different, belief systems that help then put candidates up for you to vote, which starts the cycle again. Like, you see how it goes where like one person's greed all of a sudden can push it more and more and more, and it goes from fear and to speak the devil's advocates. The fear was real. Go reread the race riots and realize that Tracy Chapman writing about, across the lines, who would dare to go under the bridge, over the tracks, separates whites from blacks. Choose sides or run for your lives. Tonight the riots begin. I'll get off this by saying, I already said I'd get off of it by saying if I got a megaphone, I'd just say, give us a chance one time. I just want you to know that when even somebody living through race riots, like my dad did, a black female wrote lyrics in 1988 about racial discrepancy still, and the race riots that people will say were over by then. They were not. They were not. Like Rodney King is like, hold up, let me have something to say about that one. So like shit's still going down. I want you to hear from really quick as I just read this from the African American side of what this looked like in 1988. Because one thing will surprise you really fast. Across the lines, who would dare to go under the bridge, over the tracks that separates whites from blacks? Choose sides, run for your lives. Tonight the riots begin. On the back streets of America, they kill the dream of America. That sounds like it's just all about, the impoverished, and about like, I'm just another woke guy, right? Well, you know what? Fuck you for even ever thinking if I'm just another woke guy. Woke is literally a term that was more used for those who were awakened to the disparity between races in America. That's where the term actually that's where the term originated. I don't know where the fuck these people are starting to use woke all over the place, but during the idea of like even Malcolm X is quoted as saying woke at some point. Woke as a term is the idea of being awakened. Woke is a term of those, especially those who are more privileged and those who are of lighter skin, of realizing that the protests that are happening for civil rights were real. They're awakened to the truth. This is wrong and needs to be fixed. It was used before that a little bit, but its longest usage and most consistent usage is not about some woke person being whatever. No, it was literally being awakened to the truth of disparity and between those haves and have-nots, and people being hurt for no good reason other than their gender, that they're female and therefore they shouldn't get voting power, or their color, they're darker and therefore don't give them a job. That's it. That's what woke was used for. That's the historical usage of the word woke. People awaken to the plight. So if you think that Martin Luther King Jr. didn't get it all wrong, then you too are woke. You're just fucking listening to the propaganda machine too often about what the definition of that word is. Let me read to you what it is for a black female going through the race riots to talk about how it affects the people. It sounds like it affects minorities, right? That's where she's going. She's got to be going for the minorities. I mean, I'm looking at a face that is very dark. It's not a suntan. It's very curly hair. Definitely couldn't have gotten that anywhere else. Little black girl gets assaulted. Ain't no reason why. Newspaper prints a story and racist tempers fly. Next day, it starts a riot. Knives and guns are drawn. Please listen to these two next line. 2 black boys get killed. 1 white boy goes blind. Wish people would have really listened to the idea that the full understanding that this, no, we don't want anyone to get, no one singing this kind of stuff wanted anyone to get hurt. It was just 2 black boys get killed. That shouldn't have happened. And 1 white boy goes blind also should not have happened. Wow, it sounds like such a woke, it sounds like such a what, it's got to be about all just about one side of the argument, right? One side of it. It's just about making it bit, oh, sorry for those of minority, but you know what, if you have that belief, no, the song literally is saying both sides are hurting from it. It can't keep going like this. Both sides suffer. I don't know how people don't hear this when they listen to songs like this, but it's a great song. 2 black boys get killed. 1 white boy goes blind. Death shouldn't happen. And the white boy shouldn't go blind. I don't know how this song gets chalked up into the whole, but it's just trying to advocate for only minority rights, women's rights, things like that. I don't know how it ever gets just locked into that category where it's trying to give the truth. Little black girl gets assaulted. No one knows her name. Lots of people hurt and angry, but she's the one to blame. Finally, the next verse of that same song goes back to it of saying, and then when we start blaming the wrong thing, we forget about the victims. The song Across the Lines by Tracy Chapman literally says no one wins from that kind of fight. Both sides lose, both sides get hurt. And then Tracy Chapman doubles down on it in 1988 by saying in that next verse, that black girl that got assaulted, everyone forgot her name within like 2 seconds. But it made a lot of people feel hurt and angry. And where do they take it all out? She's the one to blame. How dumb is it that the message of both sides are being hurt gets lost because we got our out. We have someone to blame. Tracy Chapman's saying it back in '88 on a record I used to listen to with my biological father all the time. Probably one of the only good things he ever did for me is play music like this when I was in insomnia, I couldn't sleep. Just spelled out black and white, no pun intended of any sort. 2 black boys get killed, 1 white boy goes blind. No one should have gotten hurt. But then at the end of the day, lots of people hurt and angry. And why did the 2 black boys get killed and 1 white boy go blind? It's her fault. It's the victim's fault. This shit ain't changed. None of this shit has changed for a long time. All that's changed is the gap, the disparity, all these things. And the way to start fixing these ideas of like there's such a big gap. No. When shit like that happens, all races get affected. We're all brought down. When people can't afford their basic necessities and they are hard workers, we're all brought down. When people like me have to ask for assistance to be able to get certification to work a real, what you consider a real job. Being a CNA is no joke. Getting 10 plus patients deep, and your job is basically to run from one room to another. And on some nights, all you're going to do is run from one room to another, cleaning beds. And I literally mean cleaning fecal matter and urine to get people from sitting in stool for 12 hours straight. You are going, checking up on them, cleaning their bottom, making sure if their butt crack and the near legs lotion, so that because of rash from being in the hospital, then making sure you're checking up on them so you can tell LPN or the RN that's overlooking their patient if there's something going on. Just to run. That's the job I'm trying to sign up for. Basically, 60% of my job is cleaning up literal shit from people, and the starting price tag for that hourly job of getting certified 12-hour shifts, trying to get my 40 hours a week, is $15.50 an hour to $17.50 an hour at its lowest end, somewhere in there. I could just go back to being a manager for a fast food joint and make more than that. If that was my long-term goal, I could just go back to I'll manage a Waffle House again. I will make more than what a CNA will be making. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. So, anyway, I actually felt my head get very lightheaded, and I realized it was 35 minutes ago that Curious did this. Whoa! I saw spots.
Here's my donation to Darkness campaign.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I swore I was gonna get off that soapbox, but you know what? I'm just sometimes so tired of all this shit. I'm seeing put darkness in office right now. Love when darkness gets political, could listen to you speak truth all day. Funniest part is the people who complain or find any reason to say otherwise to the solution are the ones who aren't affected by the system, but much the ones who are. Absolutely true, Curious. I mumbled through some of that. People would rather find something to blame than to accept responsibility the way they act. Blame is easy, change is hard. Fucking right it is. That's exactly. At the moment, the only color that matters is green. Yep. If one of my asks me for something, I'll try to do everything I try to do. I'm glad to know that I have friends that do the same for me. Yeah, I've grown up seeing people fight over who pays for meals, people fighting over giving money to each other, and also, yeah. I love this song. Before you realize what it really meant is, I lived in a very fearful place too. Is ridiculous when I was growing up. If I'm with someone and I've got food, I won't eat unless they do. Yo, bro, like, I'm the same. When paychecks get tight, the first thing I do is stop eating. My son, every single time that, like, right now, my meal replacements I can keep down reliably every time, I forgot it's $50 for another actual good, it won't get me sick meal replacement. So I'm just not buying it. I'm just not gonna get it. That's my solution. I just won't buy it. And you know, it fixes that problem. I just don't eat. I completely understand the sentiment. If I'm around people who can't afford to eat, either I can afford to give them some of my food or buy something, or I'm not eating it either. Like, we either share or we both go hungry, because it's just the way it should be. I'm glad you never get off it. We need more people like you who speak truth. It's sad that it's just considered like I'm speaking truth. It's just, people are designed to put themselves and families first. People don't want to give up what they have. Humans, me personally, I don't like to live like that. I don't like that either, but I do know, you know, I understand that. I've told my son multiple times that if I'm ever forced to choose, do not believe for a second that I'm choosing everyone else. I told him once in a restaurant to try to describe to him my actual nature as a, hey, Alexander, I'm having a bit of a serious talk, but I was sitting in a restaurant with my son about a year and a half ago, maybe about a year ago, and just getting a little work done while I was in there. We were waiting on something. We were there mostly so I could get some shit done, because what is it? Power was out, internet was out, something was out, and we could actually also get food while there. Not like free. We had someone that we knew that was there. Okay. So we're sitting there and we're chill. I can't remember the exact reason off the top of my head. I'm a little lightheaded. We're chilling in a booth. I've got my iPad out, just trying to get shit done as fast as possible with what I got my laptop out, trying to get shit done. I'm trying to like plug things in to keep power going, because I'm gonna be here for a while type deal. And I'm talking to my son, and I told him, yeah, to say like Mick, just to get to what you're saying, people are designed to put themselves and their families first. I told him the extent to which I would actually put him first. And I told him that basically over my life I've picked up enough skill sets that I consistently watch my surroundings, and danger doesn't usually get me by surprise. Danger doesn't, so I would, you know, I wouldn't in most situations, like in something as open as a restaurant like this, I wouldn't get caught off guard. I wouldn't have to worry about it. But we went deeper in that conversation, and I told him, you really I don't want you to think of me as a bad person. When my son assured me that's not how he thinks of me. He knows that I've done bad things in the past. Things that he doesn't like that I've done, but he knows I've done them, and he doesn't judge me. I said, okay. I said, I want you to look at every single person in this restaurant. And I told him, here's how parental instinct works for me. Here's how being a dad works for me. They're already all dead to me if that's my way of keeping you safe and getting you out of the situation. That's how that just works. Anyone I can turn back to being alive by being able to help, as long as it in zero ways affects me being able to save you and make sure your safety is guaranteed, then yeah, sure, I could look out for them too. And then I told them, and I hope that their parents think of their child the same way that their parents think of their child the same way. Because I said, when it comes down to that, my instinct will be, my life will be given for you, but so can their lives be. Your life comes before, and it's like, where's the fairness in it? I told Rowan, this isn't about fair. Like, there's none of this conversation, like, I don't talk about this, but I said, none of this conversation will ever have anything to do with fair. Everyone in this restaurant deserves to live just as much as the next person. However, I'm biased. You're my son, and I promise I protect you, not them. So if something happened in this restaurant right now, and my only guaranteed way to make you live was knowing that we leave and they die, and he's like, isn't like blah 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 working, like, you know, talking about the friend, and I'm like, yeah, and I mean them dying too. And he looked at me just for a few after that, and we talked more, but I emphasized to him later, like, I said, I don't want anyone to get hurt. Like I said, in a perfect world, if I saw that there's danger, like, see it ahead of time, get everyone safe, make everyone. And I also emphasize, yes, it would make me feel guilty as hell if there's a packed restaurant and we're 2 survivors that news crews are wanting to interview because dozens others are dead from something. The guilt is something that's, I've got guilt from my own past, of own other deaths on my shoulders that it already weighs me down. It feels like they claw at me. And I already tell people, I have my shadow people. Where like they follow me in my sleep, and I don't want to get into it, but like my own nightmares of the people that have been hurt because I exist type deal, or are dead because I exist. I've told them, I try to clarify, the survivor's guilt would be crazy. The guilt of doing that for you would be astronomical. And I said, and also in that scenario, if it came down to it, there's a pretty good chance that to get you to stay alive, I probably had to die too. Because if it could catch me that off guard, I'm not going to trust random panicking people in a restaurant. So, like, if it comes down to it could catch me that off guard, there's a good chance that I don't get to join you in life, but that's my job as a dad, isn't it? I said, I hope everyone in there has someone in their life that acts like that. That would actually look out for them too. But I said, at the end of the day, my job as your dad, provide, protect, raise you to be better than me. Provide and protect. You can't be raised to be better than me. You can't be provided for except for an urn or a casket if I don't protect you. Like, that includes my life is in your hands. I die first. You live. I said, but I tried to tell him to rein it back in. The ideal world would be you do not have to look at this restaurant as everyone. I said, I'm being hyperbolic to an extent. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm being hyperbolic to prove the point. Your priority to me is so high that push comes to shove, I know for a fact I can say I will sacrifice their lives to save you. Which goes completely contrary to what most people think of like, sacrifice the one for the many. No. Because as soon as you say that, all I've got to say is, and what if that one was you or the person you hold closest? Could you truly sacrifice that one for the many? I will tell you in my life, one time, a story I will not say because it's not a story. It's real, and I don't want to extrapolate, but I'll say, one time in my life, I can say I did sacrifice one for others, for many. One is dead, others lived. Is quite possibly the biggest regret of my life. If it's not, it is tied. And I've got a very dead brother for a decade that I did not get proper help for. And I've got a dad who did everything he could, including adopting me, that is getting worse by the day. And a mom with multiple sclerosis that actually got us out of gang streets with my dad's help. Like, I've got all that going for me, and I still... Being able to say sacrifice one for the many. No, we're programmed to actually protect those closest to us, our families. And then when we want to make these big statements about, like, trying to be philosophical, we can say, like, we can start balancing lives of being like, well, if one died to save 1 million, shouldn't the one die? Okay, let's circle this all the way back, since you brought up the idea of people putting themselves first. Isn't that exactly what I just said like an hour ago billionaires are doing? Isn't that making it as if human lives are once again that ocean and 1 million lives are rushing in, but the tide can't rush in properly if the one thing is on the beach and all you're doing is you're just picking up a seashell on the beach. You're just calling that, hey, you don't need like the port to have boats capsizing. You don't need to have turbulence in the waters. You don't need to have all this happening. I mean, it's just one. It's just one thing. It's just one concept. And then 1 million droplets rush in and run, waves crash. Yeah. One to save the many is a very piss poor excuse when everyone here and their mom knows that very few people can live up to that. one of my biggest regrets in my life is sacrificing one. They died. They should not have. That was just not a thing. 3 rules. Do you know the 3 rules? Oh, Ken, play the game. I'm about to play the game. If you just mean that sincerely, I'm about to play the game for a few more and then stop. If you mean that as in a trying to push me somewhere, I was about to say, never mind. I was about to say, you're going to get blocked by a moderator because you're being a jackass. You could just shut your mouth and move on, or catch me when the game's actually going again. But anyway. Yeah, do you know the 3 rules? The 3 rules of being a proper parent. Mom, dad, doesn't matter. Yeah, there are 3 rules. I preach that there are 3. You can break down being a parent. 3 rules. I just already said them, but there are 3 rules. Exactly. Shadow got it. 3 rules. Provide, protect, raise them to be better than you. 3 rules. As soon as I started saying that there are 3 rules to that, I had people, when I would open my mouth, say, what about a 4th rule of love of your child? Nope. You cannot include that. You simply cannot include that. 1, it's an ambiguous term that's sometimes subjective to definition. Providing for someone, protecting, raising them to be better than you, those are very much less subjective. But there is one problem with adding love or some emotion to that picture of love your child. What if you don't know what love is supposed to feel like, what it's supposed to look like? What if you were never taught how to love and be loved? How do you do that? How do you all of a sudden, like, for the 4th rule, to be a parent, you also must love them properly. Well, what if you never no, love actually falls under rule 3. Raise them to be better than you. Raise them to be able to love others and themselves the way you never could. Love falls under rule 3. Provide, protect, raise them to be better than you. Those are the 3 tenets of being a parent. What is love? Well, baby, just don't hurt me and maybe I can think about what it is. Yeah. What maybe you love to someone may not be love to someone else. Exactly. And picture perfect love isn't always picture perfect. I mean, my dad fought with his family about adopting 2 half black kids, and my dad fought with his family about his son being gay. Like, and his family's like blah blah blah, blah about, you know, like, they're black, and he's like, and they need me, their dad. And my dad also adopted the same way. And like, it's like, how old did you know when, you know, your one son was gay? He's like, oh, like when he was 4 or 5, but it doesn't matter. It mattered to the rest of his family. They all, you know, use slurs, derogatory terms. Love for my dad, as opposed to his siblings, even the rest of his family, isn't even the same thing. And they all define it differently. But in general, I challenge you to remember that, to think of love as very much the verb part of love and not the loose term, because it helps ground you of what love should be. Love is an action. Love will always manifest itself some way into actions, one way or another. Somehow it will. Some action will be taken. But if you're never taught the correct way to take those actions, love can come out as love can be something that's so distorted that love can come out as to show reciprocity. It can be beating somebody to show love. I know that sounds wrong, but ask anybody who's been through hard trauma, things like that, like what love can look like, and they can tell you, if they've been through enough counseling, enough trauma, that at one point of time in their life they thought that what showing love was this. Like when my grandparent, when they beat me, they loved me. I have a good friend of mine that just reconnected to me that basically is like, saying, like, they thought being cared for was being used, beaten, abused, all that stuff. And that's why one of the reasons they reached back out to me, had been thinking about me for a while. If you think of love as being an action first, and it has to manifest itself, then love is the idea of purposefully doing something that you would think of as a societal standard would be love, right? So you love somebody, you go out of your way to try to make them a bit happier. You go out of your way to try to give them something. You know the day is going bad. You go out of your way. Basically, in general practice, to start learning love as an action is the easier part to learn, because it's in general just an ambiguous saying, going out of your way, inconveniencing yourself to make somebody else's day less inconvenienced. You take their inconvenience and you put it on yourself, and that's the action you show. And that can become toxic, but in general, if that's your starting point, it's not a bad starting point with enough help, friend groups, therapy, all that kind of stuff. But that's your gateway into learning all that stuff, and then feelings get attached with that. When you start doing that for people, they are not just someone that it's not some love isn't just a transaction. And it's not just the idea of, I give something to you, so you give something back. Love sometimes is very one-sided in one part, but very one-sided in a difference. You might be someone who can definitely protect someone in a certain way, but in ways that they don't know how to protect themselves, maybe emotionally, they protect you. Oh, fucking what? Um. No, I'm actually tired enough to cry. Like, I'm getting to my second wind of emotion where I could cry. Jesus Christ. All right. Fuck. I guess I should contact Covenant. I know it's the end of the week tomorrow for CNA certification. Holy shit. I'm gonna play that alert, and then I'm actually, as long as everyone's okay with it, I'm gonna go, because my brain, I think I tried crying and then my brain just shut down. Like, I don't know what to do with this feeling, because medications get switched, and I felt tears welling up, and then everything shut down. I got extremely tired and everything shut down. Okay, I'm gonna wake up and cry about that one. Before I go, though, I guess I'll let you guys have the last word and then have one last sound bit. I think it's so important as a father for you to be addressing a variety of different situations and what ifs to your son, and leaving it open to discussion as well. I'm gonna play that alert, and then I don't know what to, I'm gonna try to rest and probably wake up in tears. And immediately tomorrow, see if I can't get enrolled. My son's on break next week. Get enrolled to get certified so I can get on the fucking floor and get to work. I really, I saw that what if over there, and so I won't branch off anymore. That holy shit! Thank you so much. I think everyone's brain shut down. That nobody saw that coming. Yeah, that was basically like the Spanish Inquisition. Vern, what's going on? Curious over on Twitter, you saying the what ifs. Come on, brain. Work for just two. I think I saw two things, and then I can be finished. I think I saw two things. Come on, brain. Here's the only example I've got for what ifs. Let me help you with. What ifs are one of the most dangerous things you can do. What I'm trying to teach my son is how to go through scenarios and do what I've learned in my own therapy. What ifs are very, very dangerous. Because you're many times what ifing a situation you've never had your feet to the fire about. What I try to do with my son is not what ifs that are even they're not even like philosophical waxing. It is what I know I am actually capable of, and then throwing him what ifs of what the world will throw at him. And what many times my what ifs when it comes to my son is actually, if it's coming from me, it's what I would do. I mean, I have hurt other people to protect other people. Because of my actions, there are people who are alive and people who are dead, and it wouldn't be the same if I wasn't around. So I know where my limitations are for what I can physically do, and people do overestimate themselves. What I try to do with my son is present him with so many different things that are plausible, feasible, and as he grows older can wrap his head around, that he doesn't accidentally box himself in and pigeonhole him into a situation where he's has a misinterpretation of especially how I would act. I never want my son to have an interpretation of how I would act that's wrong. So I don't want my son to think that I would become some hero to a restaurant. So that's where the real what if of that is, of what if something happened and the only thing I could do, that what if I know for a fact I can carry through. I've done some things that, is it right? Is it wrong? I don't know. One of those things I know I feel like is wrong. And one of those things I wouldn't take back. I can't tell you if some of those things are right or wrong. I can just tell you, I can give up my life and get over other lives being given if my priority is my son. And I know that what if, but I also know that I need to tell my son that what if should never come to pass. And also, words should be used, anything to dissuade. So instead, whenever I see the word what if, it's not about using better words. It's a warning to people. When I talk about things like this, it is being presented as what ifs. I really want you to know, playing the what if game in your head, especially when you're throwing it at somebody else, is one of the most dangerous things you can do to yourself, whether it be depression, anxiety, or just limiting your own options. Because most things we can predict so many different scenarios, and then when finally that what if comes to pass, it's like, oh, I never saw that one coming, because we can never predict all outcomes. What I always tell people is that if your brain is so fixed on having to help others, or being able to give wisdom to others, or being able to raise children by having to play that what if, never let your brain get into that territory without coming to a concrete conclusion that is proven by your own past. Otherwise, no, the what if game is off limits for you. It's a no-go. Don't play it. Do not do it, because it will only hurt you. If you have never experienced something in your past and you want to say a what if, You don't have any basis for basing that on. So just admit to yourself you don't know what will happen, and that you've just got to be prepared but not paranoid. And that's basically where you have to draw the line of in the what if game. You know, it can be as simple as, what if I don't make it to work on time? Well, if you left on time for work and you always get there early, okay, well, you didn't see the accident coming. You drive on back roads, everything is blocked. So, when I lived in a city down south, there was one time where both ways to get somewhere was blocked and I couldn't get back to the highway. So like I was really late to my own, like, getting out away from my house. It was all blocked off from once because of the way the train tracks worked, and it's really hard to describe, but basically I got boxed into my house in a what if. There was nothing I could have done, and I would have never guessed it would happen until it happened. That's a low stakes what if. But from then on out, me leaving out did include the idea of the what if of, like, what if I have to dodge that situation again of if I get boxed in at my house, like losing a business deal, losing a client, not getting to work on time is a big deal because of some shit you can't control. So maybe an extra 5 minutes early because I found out, oh, the switching station is there, and it's every blue moon that can happen. So having to change, you know, based on past, being able to do what if, playing it out to its fullest. Now I leave 5 minutes earlier, right? When it comes down to anything that has to do with morality, playing the what if game, you have to know where you draw the line with morals, where you draw the line with what you're willing to do. And if you can't draw those lines based on what you've done in the past concretely, that is not just correlational, it is really like you've done this. Don't play the what if game and don't pass it on as wisdom, because it's not. It's guesswork. Unfortunately, you're looking at someone whose hands are stained red with blood. I know my what ifs when it comes to things like that, and unfortunately I hate parts of myself for knowing those things. Instead, what I try to do to help raise my son is I'll play it for him and then tell him, and this is why you wouldn't want that burden. And the real what ifs are me trying to lay out all the different ways of, hey, let your dad do the heavy lifting. I've been through this. Here are the what ifs from my perspective, and this is why you should learn a better way other than me to get around it any way possible, because of all the ways it would hurt me. It might be, your mileage may vary, but all the ways it would hurt me. That's actual wisdom of admitting that, maybe my son's some serial killer that I just don't know about yet, and none of this matters to him, but he's not. If you see where I'm trying to go, even though my mind got shot with that, my thinking process got shot. I can't find the other. I can't find the other thing I was gonna answer. You should stick by the action you make, good or bad, and learn from it. Thank you for stopping by, Vern. Thank you for stopping by, Beth. Yeah, I mean, it's like people who don't know that they'll freeze in a. You know how many people I've learned didn't know that they would freeze in an emergency until the moment they froze in an emergency, in which case they live with the guilt of freezing in the emergency, when from the beginning I could have told them they would have frozen because their past actions of lesser emergencies, they hesitated for too long. So a bigger one just extends the time of hesitation, but they convince themselves they won't hesitate because, well, if blank is on the line, then of course I'd never hesitate. And I'm like, your history says otherwise. Fight, flight, or freeze, you're gonna freeze. You're gonna freeze longer than you did in the past. No, but this is on the line. I'll be totally different. No. If you would like to be totally different, then work on it. Learn how to work on it with your peers, with counseling, with help from any kind of reputable source that helps you to make it so freeze is not the reaction, because you don't want to freeze in emergent situations. You want to learn how to be able to act under pressure. You want to learn how to be able to do those types of things, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? But you shouldn't, that's the best example I can give for that one, of learning to, playing the what if game and doing it wrong. So many people claim, I would absolutely push comes to shove, I would save my child. I would save my loved one. I'd save my spouse, my parents. I'd protect them. I'd do everything. Sad to say, I've been in a country where I've seen people drop their weapons and run out on their families when they swore they'd protect them. And so people died for that one. And on this side of the pond where I live, I can tell you from my own experience, I had my son hide in a closet when he was 3 because someone came to my doorstep because of this YouTube channel and tried to kill me at my front door. And it's just reality. I've been on both sides of all the type of things. So I can say, I know that I won't run from a fight where I'm protecting my son. I know that. If I at all even question it because I've hesitated in the past, you better bet your ass that I'd be going to counseling being like, you know, I care for my son so much. How do I learn how to not freeze when it comes to making this? Like, how do I, where do I start? Is there some kind of training? Do I train under stress? Do I talk to you in counseling? Do I learn new sets of skills? Do I hire a drill instructor for a day to like learn how to be under pressure and still get shit done? Like, I don't know what to do, but all I know is that if my son and I are stuck in a dire situation, I know from past experiences that under pressure, I freeze. How do I make it so that just in case I won't, I don't do that. I don't want to be the person that freezes on the child. That's the realistic version of what but the copium people are huffing to say, of course it's my child, therefore I protect him, is ridiculous. We're running out of copium supplies based on that one thing alone. No, I mean, I know I protect my son. I also know that my therapy, to leave you off with a conundrum of how much you might not know about yourself, I'm going to play this alert and then I'm just gone because my brain is shot. I'm being confronted with my therapist and I need to, once I become a CNA, I have paychecks coming in and I can afford to be in consistent therapy again. I have a question I have to tackle with my therapist. Did I do the wrong thing by sparing people's lives? If it tells you how much things can be so twisted, convoluted, how confusing the human condition can be, how confusing life can get, I have to tackle the question of, did I do the wrong thing by not killing people? Now that might sound ridiculous, but I've been in a few scuffles ever since there's a certain incident in my life that I don't want to get into where I didn't ever again want to be in a position where I had to maim someone or possibly take their life. And so I've got a scar on my arm that anyone can see at any time. I'm starting to regain a few scars as I've not been feeling well. I've going through a little bit of blood loss right now, a little anemic. But I swore that I wouldn't do it. So I've been in, I stopped a stream in, I think 2022, saying, I think I hear a crackhead and I know exactly where they're going to go. I think they're going to go to the QT that's near me, because the logical place is either they go deeper in the neighborhood into nothing, they're stumbling home, or, you know, that kind of vocalization, the way they're acting. I stopped the stream because I was like, oh, then it's a petite new worker that will not hit that button fast enough. If that loudmouth is actually, I mean, they were actually high on something, I could tell. I grew up on streets where I could, you know, you hear that kind of stuff outside and you could probably identify the substance they're on within the first 10 to 15 words they try to say, whether they're intelligible or not. Between getting stabbed and being in a knife fight and I say run from them, and instead of trying to disarm him and then let him live, walking in the hospital and saying he needs medical help, getting in another fight after getting on, you know, being threatened by people, getting on YouTube, being married to a white woman and having someone show up at my front door and knowing the advantage was mine, that the stoop of my door would have let me trip them and slam their head into the concrete and into discussion, probably into their life. But my son was upstairs and I was so scared that he could look out the window and see dad do something like that he could never forget. And, you know, I went to help a woman, you know, I think it's 2022, at QT. I think that's when that happened. And I got an AKI out of it because I trying to just realizing he was trying to get in my car and locking the car, pissing him off so bad that he ran to the other side and tried to fight me. And my arm lock didn't settle in because I didn't realize he was a southpaw fast enough. A split-second decision later, and I screwed up, and he wheeled around and elbowed me with his right elbow into my side. Hurt me pretty badly. Had he had a knife, he could have killed me right then and there. So, like, not a small mistake. And then police officers wheeled into the parking lot right then and there. My own therapist is right now challenging me on the idea of, okay, you came back from traumatic things and you declared that yourself to be a pacifist. Not a bad thing. We need people not to hurt each other. Did you do it because you're afraid and you're being a coward? Or did you decide to do it for the right reasons? And he's like, and if you didn't do it for the right reasons, then why didn't you protect your son properly? Why didn't you protect your own life and your son properly? If you knew your better chance of survival was that they're dead and they are doing something that does entitle you to have the appropriate response be that they won't stop until one of you two are disarmed, disabled, and they are going to try to kill, then why did you get the opportunity to take a life and spare them if you know it could cost you your life? And he's like, and we even got to touch on the idea of when you told your son to go get locked up in shut himself up in the upstairs closet, he's like, you felt grief from that one for over 10 years for a reason. You're right. If the attacker had killed you or disabled you, he would have gone straight after your son. He found you through being online. It's not like he doesn't know you don't have a child. So by trying to be more pacifistic, you could have cost yourself and your son your lives. Are you being a pacifist, refusing to kill anyone else, no matter what, because of all the right reasons of trying to be a good person that you shouldn't see violence where you don't have to see violence? Or are you a coward? Because both outcomes might lead to the same thing, but one of them is wrong. You need help getting over it, and one of them is admirable, because if you're a coward, you won't. And this is what the point he's trying to get at. A coward will avoid doing a thing out of fear. Once again, someone who does it because they believe it's a principle, it's something they aspire to. They want to live their life that way. They can understand the moment at which their life is indefinitely from then on out will be changed, because they must rescind it. They had a thing they wanted to strive toward. They wanted to be a pacifist, and he's trying to basically tell me, you want to do that. You have parts of your past, reasons why you wouldn't want to hurt somebody, and they would drive you to be a coward who would just rather get their son killed than face the idea that every blue moon there might be an exception to that rule. That you can be a pacifist, you won't hurt a fly, except if they're actively willing to hurt your son and you're the last line of defense. In which case, if they're willing to kill you, they might go in and also gank your son. And in fact, so did you just risk your son's life over being a coward? I don't know how many other people in the therapy session will ever have your therapist say, did you do the wrong thing by not killing another human being? But you know what? Valid point he's got. Am I just being a coward, or am I doing it out of the true principle of I'd like to see a more peaceful place for my son to grow up, and I don't want to be the thing causing being violent. I want him to see that my childhood, being younger, my teen years were marked with violence, and 20 and on were not. And I just want it, but am I doing it because that's why I want it, or because it's the default because I'm too scared to be the person that can protect through force if it's forced on me? Like, because he did say force is the last line of defense, should always be the last line of defense, but the last option sometimes is the only option. Every blue moon is going to be the only option if you're especially if you're protecting someone. And yes, every rule has an exception, but cowardice has no exceptions. And that is why he challenged me of what if I did the right thing or not. Every rule has an exception. That's true. Cowardice has none. So if being a pacifist by being a coward of I'm scared to hurt somebody else for the emotional burden they'll put on me, then there's no exception, and I'll actually do something that might cost my son his life because I'm too much of a coward to do the exact same thing I said I'd do for him, which is no matter what, protect you. If you want to know the outcome of that fight, I got my ass beaten pretty badly. I came out, it took me about 2 weeks to be back up on my feet. I had to rest for about 2 weeks to be truly back up on my feet after that. But there came a point in time where my son did come out of that closet and did realize some of what was happening. And I had an epiphany of I'm not winning this. I lost my advantage of like coming off of my doorstep. Then it was like less than a foot drop, and then another like 4-inch drop. 2 different times that's putting a leg behind something and pushing their chest equals they're on the ground and probably their skull hitting concrete. Fight's over. Could have ended it, and I didn't. I was starting to lose a bit of like I'm a trained boxer. I've trained in a lot of different. I've trained a lot of things and in some of those trains, when I talk about it, I don't want to sound like a badass because in some of those, I'm in training and the first thing that happens to me is that my ass is knocked out and I'm breathing in the Atlantic Ocean. Like there's no badass way to breathe in ocean water because you're being trained and your ass got knocked the fuck on out and now you're breathing in the Atlantic and gagging on ocean because the waves came in and went right over your face because you didn't stay conscious through it. I've been on the verge of consciousness enough that like in the middle of that, and that's the reason why I know that's why my therapist will hit that when he decides to address that with me, when I have the money to address it with him. My therapist was saying you have regrets, and you even could acknowledge that when you think back in time, you realize you had to be more violent. You realize your only choice was actually upping the ante and being more violent. You had no choice. You could have realized that from the beginning, though. He showed up to your front door threatening you and your son's life. And you chose for a complete stranger you've never met, you've never antagonized, you've never actually seen in person. They had to go out of their way. They had to travel to get to you. And you chose to give them the benefit of the doubt. No, what ended up happening was that I was starting to lose like consciousness. Like we're taking hits. We're making it so that I don't know how many people here have actually been in real fights, but they're usually very short. If they get dragged out in any sense, a hit can make you very much just flag hard. Where it's not just your eyes go blurry, like your eyes can be wide open and everything's just kind of is popping in and out of it's hard to describe. There's a lot of terminology out there for it. You can find other people to explain it better. Basically, though, you take a beating for long enough and your body's going to start reacting to it. And I was at that point where the next solid punch, kick, being thrown to the ground, anything could knock me unconscious or kill me. And then he'd just go off and kill my kid. And that realization of, I don't want my son to see something violent happening at the front door. I want him to see that dad can solve it without like hurting someone. And then the realization of, dad's about to die keeping this up. What happens to my son if dad's dead? Like if dada isn't there, if he screams dada as his last words, God forbid that he knocks me out, gets past me, and my son's last words on this earth are dada right before he gets killed, and I have to somehow survive the ordeal. Like, my therapist is not going light on me on this subject. He did pose that question to me. Would you be able to live with yourself if you survived the ordeal, but your cowardice of facing why you're being a pacifist, let you barely survive, get laid up in the hospital in bed, but got your son killed. Could you live with yourself? No. Not anything less than my all to protect my son is not good. And yeah, I know I have to tackle that topic. He's not encouraging me to hurt other people. He's encouraging me to be honest with myself. And I believe if you want to hear the conversation about being honest with yourself, go check the last stream I did. I think we talked about it for like 2 hours. Over a quote about Carl Jung.
We chose violence. You guys were right here. You're participants because you didn't
And of course
stop
I
me.
immediately say that we chose violence.
My brain. I did it the other way. I did it the other way. Oh. Get it. Fuck you. Fuck off. Suck my left nut. Suck it. Make me come a second time. Suck the right one. Get my juices. It's not my baby. It's not my baby. You should have spit. It's not always about the idea of quitting. Suck it hard. Ah! Hate that puzzle.
I'm so incredibly grateful to the idea that if you want to look it up for yourself, I'm not bashful about it. Thank you. That was 30 minutes ago. Covenant CNA is where I'm going to go get certified to be a, because the hospital closest to me does accept their certification. You can go see that their price for is $750. So there's no me trying to. Covenant CNA, it's in Georgia. I think it's towards where 285 and I-20 meet up. So it's going to be towards the south side toward Atlanta. Hey Rance, hi and good night, because we're basically finished. And if I find somewhere that it gives the same 3 accreditations that I need to be a CP/CNA for the local hospitals, then I'll do it for that, because that's not including the price of the test, which is like $100 something bucks. But like time for me to buck up and get some shit done. I'm gonna have a full-time job, doo-dah, doo-dah. I'm gonna have a full-time job. I can pay my bills. Give me a bit. As a mom, our children come first. Yep. As a dad who knows all of his weaknesses, to make our children come first, most of the time we have to work on ourselves and realize how we're falling short way too often. And that we can't pass our mistakes down to them. Provide, protect, raise them to be better than you. And to raise them to be better than you, you have to also be good enough, be better enough. At least know what the better way is to pass it on. Rants. Nightbot, we time out over on Twitch. I'm sorry that Nightbot got you. I see the dancing dinosaurs. I appreciate it. All right, but Rants, you caught us at the very end. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. I'm gonna go let my atelectasis choose how much I breathe tonight, and I hope to see you guys back here for the next one real soon, where we get to talk about my son's 13th birthday gift. Might actually be things like a foil shaver and things like that. And a grooming kit, because my son needs to shave his peach fuzz that's growing in thicker than some adults can grow in. God damn. Bye. I'm gonna go cry probably as soon as I get some rest. I'll see you guys soon. Watch for static video. Hopefully tomorrow, but there's a good chance now with how late we went Saturday. And it's gotta be Silent Hill 2 remake. And watch for Twitch for me to play Silent Hill F live before I can upload it 4K on YouTube. Okay, bye. Make sure you sign up for notifications both places, and you got it all covered for whatever you want to see.